Hey, Tim, we're going live in 45 seconds. Are we live? We're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Antioch Speedway TV. It is time for a beautiful night of racing here at Antioch. We have the special hobby stock event. $1,000 to win, $100 to start the main event. The super stocks are joining me as well. I'm Wiley Wade.
I'm Joe Peterson.
Joe, we got 34 hobby stocks here vying for the 20 starting positions.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting one. No points on the line tonight, just money, $1,000 to win, all up for grabs. Like you said, 34 hobby stocks. James Thompson's already wrapped up our championship here at Antioch Speedway. So I talked to him earlier, and he just said, nothing's on the line. I'm just looking to go into it and bring home the money.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Should be some good racing. Not only do we have the hobby stocks racing the heat races, 5 heat races, 2 B mains, but we're also having a fast dash and a slow dash.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. I believe it's the top 5 winners of each heat is going to go into a dash, and then the last place finish. Yeah.
Last place, but they have to finish the heat race.
They have to finish the heat race.
They'll be in the slow dash. They get $100 to win on that. What's that?
First place, yeah.
First place, yeah. So the first place of each race, let's go back. So the last place of each race that's running at the end in the slow dash, $100 to win on that one. The fast dash, winner of each heat race.
Yes.
They're going out to win $200 to win that, and $50 for every other car in it, thanks to Jay's Mobile Welding.
Yeah, just to give a little bit more incentive to, I say it's going to be a lot harder racing. We're going to see a lot harder racing, maybe some leaning on each other a little bit. But, like I said, points are off the line. It should be good racing.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Right now they're out there doing a little more mud packing. No fat tired cars here tonight, so mud packing's a little bit different. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We got 6 super stocks out here. They should put on a good show. Those 6 cars are always fast and have a good time when they're out on the racetrack as well. Coming up, we do want to point out next Saturday, the wingless sprint cars were dropped from the show. From my understanding is the hobby stocks will be added to the show next Saturday. There has also been a practice added. If you're looking to come out, open practice on Wednesday night, October 28th. Those are typically from 5 to 8 p.m., so come on out for some open practice on Wednesday the 28th. On the 31st, we do have the candy for the kids, and of course, remember, it's only for the kids that are here with the race teams that are racing. But some good things with that. The kids that come, if the kids show up in costume, they get in for free. They don't have to pay that $25. We're asking all the race teams coming on the 31st to bring candy to hand out, because at 8 o'clock we're shutting down racing activities for a short time so all the kids can go out and do their it's not trick-or-treating, it's trailer treating or something like that. Trailer treating. They're going to walk around the pits, and then after that we'll come back out and we'll have the main events. They're going to be bouncy houses, face painting for the kids that don't have a mask or face painting, or if they just want to get their face painted. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be a bike raffle. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're coming out to race and you have kids, bring the kids with you. Again, if they show up in costume, they get in for free.
Sounds fair.
Are you going to dress up that night?
I don't know about that one.
I'll have to come up with something, huh? Anyway, so back to tonight. We got 34 hobby stocks here for this great event. $1,000 to win, $100 to start the main event. Expect to see some exciting racing action. We got the 5 heat races, 2 B mains, the fast dash, the slow dash, and then the main event is going to be a non-stop 40 lapper. No pit stops.
Yeah, 40 laps for the hobby stocks is something that we haven't seen. I know most of the drivers, or every driver hasn't, in the hobby stock division hasn't seen. So that's going to be pretty interesting, and kind of throws back into somewhat of an enduro a little bit. 40 laps for a hobby stock race, you really don't see that. So it should be interesting. Like I said, we have some fast guys. James Thompson with a wrapped up a championship, but he does not have a win. Wrapped up the championship, but does not have a win. He said he wants one really bad. Also last week, Jason Robles with coming from dead last and winning the race was just absolutely something different.
That car's been on a rail.
Yes, it has. Also, we have the 21D, Demasi Scoggins, hasn't been here since his kind of a little bit controversy win that he had. He's here tonight as well, so
glad to have him back. He'll be one to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like I said, the Johnsons are always fast every time they come here. I talked to Nicholas earlier. He's picked up 2 wins here this season as well. So, man, I'm excited. And like you said, 40 laps, and looks like they're about to turn some hot laps on the track right now.
Yep, Fabulous Bob grabbing that green flag, getting ready to put these guys under the go fast button. Light is out, so we're going to send it off. We'll be back, and you can watch some hot laps. We'll be heading back up to the booth.
All righty.
Hot lapping underway here at Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. Some of the cars out there, Joelle Crandall in the 3 car, the 78 Jason Robles, one of the cars to look out for here tonight. The 16 car of Adam Kajala, Rocky, he's out of Concord, California. He's out there. The 71A, Michaela Taylor, talked to her on the pre-race show earlier today. Got Logan Fernandez into the turn 1 wall. Same exact spot, 2 laps in a row. Up there, he straightens it out. He's in the 14 car. He's out there to 97. That's the Squirrel Bree Trowan. She's out of Brentwood, California. I'm sorry, Antioch, California. The 18T, that's James Thompson, our 2020 Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock Champion out of Pittsburgh, California. Is out there in this first group. I think that is Logan Fernandez was the one that was having trouble meeting the turn 1 fence. Well, he wasn't having trouble meeting the fence. He was having trouble getting through the turn, so he didn't meet the fence. Got that straightened out. He picked up a win last week in a heat race. First one of his young career, young man. Thanks for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV. Beautiful night for racing here at Antioch Speedway. Fernandez leaves the racetrack. Looking ahead to some of our schedules. Still got racing going on. If you don't have it yet, get on over there and get My Race Pass on your Android or Apple device. So tonight, of course, it is the $1,000 to win Hobby Stock, Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock race. Thanks to Jay putting up some more cash for allowing us. Now we have the fast dash and the slow dash. Coming up next weekend, it's a 2-night event for the Dwarf Car Mania, night 1 and 2, the Delta Dwarf Cars, racing on Friday night the 23rd. They'll be joined by the, right now our schedule still says wingless sprint cars. My understanding is the sprint cars are going to be not here because there is a big show at another track that they're going to be heading to, and we'll have the Hobby Stocks back next Saturday the 24th. Halloween night, candy for the kids, as I was talking about. So if you're a IMCA Modified, IMCA Sport Mod, Super Stock, Tri-State Pro Stock driver, or wingless sprint car team, come on out on Saturday night, October 31st, Halloween night. Bring your kids with you. If they show up in costume, they do get in free. And we have lots of activities, giving away candy and bouncy houses and trailer treating, face painting, bike raffle, all kinds of goodies coming up on Saturday night, October 31st, right here at Antioch Speedway. Then we're going to take 3 Saturdays off before we come back out on Friday night, November 27th. It is the day after Thanksgiving. It's Turkey Night number 1. The Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock, the wingless sprint cars, the wing sprint cars, and the mini stocks, 4-bangers, are supposed to be racing on Friday the 27th of November. Night 2 of Turkey Night, it is the IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, and the Hobby Stocks on Saturday, November 28th, to round out our 2020 season. Year of COVID. We've gotten lots of racing in, but have missed completely the fans in the stands. Can't wait to have you guys back.
Hello.
But do appreciate you tuning into Antioch Speedway TV. Antioch Speedway TV is not going away. It will be back next year. Now a permanent part of the process here at Antioch Speedway. Cars out there right now. We got the 47X. That is Angela Brown. Angela out of Antioch, California. LB Vinyl sponsorship on that car. Behind her, the 29 car. Jake Betancourt out of Brentwood, California. Betancourt Brothers Construction, East-West Renewable sponsorship on that car. The 225 of Aiden Ponciano comes next. He's out of Oakley, California. Jerry Frazier, Crusher Assisted Streamlined Fabrication, Grandma and Grandpa sponsorship on the 225. The 74A, that's Judy Arth out of Concord, California. McHugh's Auto Wrecking and Towing, Digger's Diner, George V. Arth and Son Auto Body, and Teresa Bales sponsorship on that car. Then we got the 24M. That's Larry McKenzie. He's out of Discovery Bay, California with Delta Transmission and VictoryGraphics.net sponsorship on the 24M. The 8 car comes next. That is George Silva. He's out of Merced, California in a 1974 Camaro. Then we drop back to the 02 car of Albert Ballinger. Out of Fairfield, California, Delta Calls Waterfowl Calls and a Geo Racing sponsorship on that car. No, that is the current group of cars for Hot Lap Session number 2 here tonight. Fabulous Bob on the flag stand. Got Rich, our race director. All the officials down in the infield, thank you very much. We got our DNF crew out there. Some of them still don't have Deborah and Mike back. Miss you guys. Hope to have you back here soon. Thanks to Jason Robles and all his crew that does the track prep each and every week. Andrea, scorer, thank you very much. E with the scoreboard, thank you. Joe, thank you very much. My broadcast partner. Takes a lot of people to put on these shows each and every week.
Oh, yes, it does.
Judy Arth, she's out there. Look for her. I did an interview with her for this week's episode, this upcoming episode of Wiley's Race Report. Raced back in the 80s for a season, then stepped away for about 35 years before she came back out and is having a blast doing it. Had a chance to talk with her a little bit. Gonna light these cars up, give them a push that go fast pedal. Lights out. As I talked about, if you don't have My Race Pass, head on over, get the app from your Android or Apple store. And it is a free app. You can get a lot of good information off it. There are some bells and whistles you can pay for if you want a little fancier. I have a ghost controlling my version on the computer, though. Weird stuff. Also, keep an eye on the website at www.antiochspeedway.com, www.antiochspeedway.com. And, of course, Antioch Speedway by Promotions on Facebook, Antioch Speedway by Promotions on Facebook, and AntiochSpeedway.tv on Facebook, and Antioch Speedway Announcer on Facebook. All places. Also, Antioch Speedway Announcer on YouTube. That's where the Wiley's Race Reports initiate, is on YouTube. You got anything, Joe, that you need to promote? I'm promoting the heck out of stuff right now.
I think sounds like you got it all in the bag plus extra.
Got it covered, huh? We did a couple pre-race shows, or a split pre-race show. I walked around the pits a little bit, and then Joe took over there at the Antioch Speedway TV picnic table.
Yeah, I got to interview Nicholas Johnson or Nick Johnson and our Antioch Speedway Hobby Stock champion James Thompson. Got to talk with them for a little bit. So if you guys want to head over there and check that out, cool little interview I did with them. Head over to Antioch Speedway TV.
So things to watch out for. Currently, we have cars doing hot lap sessions. Angela Brown getting a little squirrely up off turn number 2, gathers the back in. She's had a very interesting year. I think it's been twice she's shown up, and the car was broke before she even got it off the trailer. It's just been one of those kind of years. One time she didn't make it. She was all set to go, and they found a problem at home. She's just had a lot of different issues, but the last couple races, she's made it out. It is good to see her out here in the LB Vinyl Monte Carlo.
Yeah. You know, the funny story is I accidentally called her Angelica. She came up to me earlier when she seen me at the racetrack, and she just shook my hand, and she's like, just want to let you know that it's actually not Angelica, it's Angela. So I want to make a sincere apology for that on her name.
She started getting messages about it, calling her that. So you were changing her name. That's okay. She's all good about it. Again, we got a practice session coming up on the 28th of October. If you have a race car, it is an open practice session. I know I'll be out here with my 4-banger to try to trying to figure out what's going on with my bogging down. George Silva spins at turn number 4. White flag in the air for this hot lap session. Silva out of Merced in that 8 car. When they announced the 40-lap distance on the main event, his reaction was a bit funny. He was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, 40 laps is a lot for the hobby stock, especially not you rarely ever see them do that many laps. So
I was gonna say, you may actually have some cars that have to leave and get fuel. There may be some cars that don't have have a big enough fuel tank.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's gonna have the feel of, I think, kind of like an enduro of what they've done, kind of way back. But yeah, it's I'm interested in seeing, how this plays out.
I remember years ago, back at Altamont Speedway, going down for the Pumpkin Smash 400. That was always a fun race. I don't know. Did you ever get to that?
I was pretty young. I was pretty young when they done it, but I've heard stories. I've heard stories about that.
So the Pumpkin Smash 400, they had a big track, big paved track, and a little paved track. They used a small one. They did 100 laps going the normal way around the oval. But before the 100 laps started, they smashed a whole bunch of pumpkins into turns, and the turns had hoses turned on, so there was constant water running.
Yeah.
If you wrecked, wherever you stopped, you were sat there. Unless your car was on fire, they didn't stop the race, so you had to dodge those. After 100 laps, they stopped the race. They turned everybody around. You did 100 laps the other way. After that 100 laps, and again, more pumpkins, more water. And then at that point, they took an intermission for those cars. They did a demo derby. Then they brought them back out, did another 100 laps regular, and then the last 100 laps in reverse. And again, if you wrecked, you sat where you stopped, and you hoped you didn't get hit again. It was a lot of fun. I had actually wanted to do that at one point, but unfortunately, that track is no longer. That track is now a pasture.
Yeah, I believe it closed down. I want to say, 05, 06 possibly? I believe when they shut
Somewhere
Ultimate,
around there, yeah. Unfortunately, someone moved in next door and sued to have it shut down.
Yeah.
It's like you move next to a racetrack, guess what? They race.
Yeah.
Well, it was off-season or something when he moved in. They weren't racing when he moved in. Well, you look what's around you. I don't know. That's a whole different thing. But, yeah, you move in next to an airport, guess what? You're going to get planes taking off and landing. You move next to train tracks, there's going to be trains going by. You move next to a racetrack, there's going to be racing going on. You don't want it? Find somewhere else.
I believe this is our, third group of...
Third group, yep. So coming up off turn number 4, the 13 car of Bobby Motts. Running that car tonight. Maddie is in the passenger seats. Let's see, MF Trucking, Mr. Bill's race car, Sunhaven Builders, Cunningham Racing, Kaufman Racing, wife, special for the 13 car of Bobby Motts. Then we will pick it up. Let's go to the 42 car of Les Friend out of Galt, Performance Muffler and Brake, and Davis Roofing sponsorship on that car.
And then we have right behind him is a 20. I believe that is Josh Leach.
Nope, Dan Gonderman.
Dan Gonderman, I'm sorry, yeah. Dan Gonderman behind the seat of that car tonight. I believe behind that is 14. 14B of Lester Beavers.
Out of Parts Unknown.
Yeah.
Behind him, we've got the
1N.
Before we get there, we got the 03 of Philip Aretta. Out of Vacaville, Hot Shots Motorsports Photography, D&D Rears and Gears, Delta Calls, Waterfowl Calls, and Geo Racing, Maloney's Auto Repair sponsorship. Then we got the 1N of Nicholas Johnson, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, JR Motorsports, All Light Up Graphics, Gills Transmission, Skinny's Automotive, RPM Collision Center, and Austin Manhoff. Sponsorship, Nicholas out of Bakersfield, California.
The last time we seen him was for the Bill Bowers when he was behind his stock car.
Which is... No, I'm thinking of somebody else. Never mind. Okay, next in line.
That's going to be the 82C of Logan Clay, also from Parts Unknown. Or let's see if we have it on our spreadsheet right here. No. Yes, Chowchilla, California. Logan Clay.
Let me add that in here while you do the next one.
And right behind him, it looks like that's going to be the 44G of James Graisley. Yeah, the 44G, James Graisley, out of Antioch, California.
Then we got the 44A of Austin Vanhoff out of Chowchilla, California. Golden Memorial, Steve Chevrolet, Stone Motorsports, Grandma, Grandpa, Rick, and Sass. Isaac Curry, Mom and Dad sponsorship on that car. Then we have the 26S of Cody Johnson out of Bakersfield. Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, JR Motorsports, All Light Up Graphics, Gills Transmission, Skinny's Automotive, RPM Collision Center, and Austin Madoff.
As we get set to drop the green flag on this third group hot lap session. Trying to get the track still worked in.
Kind of like last week, the heat races were a little bit slick, but I'll tell you what, that was a beautiful racetrack come main event time.
Yeah, like you said, but also we do not have the sprint cars here to kind of the wider tire cars here, so the track should be, I would say it's going to be a little bit different from what it was last week for sure. Looks like the 42F, possibly of Les Friend.
Not running quite smooth, is it?
Sounded kind of a little bubbly going on in the motor down the front straightaway. Now down the back straightaway as well. Oh, and we have the 44G. James Gracely slides up the racetrack going exiting turn 1. Yeah, as we can tell, this track is still very slimy.
White flag is out for this hot lap session. One car getting a little slideways up in turn number 2. That's the 82C of Logan Clay. Gathers it back up, keeps on going. Some of the young guns we have out here right now, Philip Aretta in that 03 car. The Johnson boys, aren't they?
Also Logan Clay, one of the young guns as well out here from Chowchilla, California. As well as you said, yes, the Johnsons, Cody and Nicholas, the brothers.
Got one more group, I believe, of hobby stocks come out, and then we'll have the super stocks. Group number 3 is complete.
Also, a reminder, we do have 34 entries for our hobby stock class. Top 3 will be locked into our show tonight. Our $1,000 to win, $100 to start, hobby stock 40 lap main event.
If you don't get in through that top 3, you got to go through one of the B mains. You got 2 B mains. Fast dash and a slow dash.
Yeah, and that's something that you want to get locked into as well. Some money on the line for those.
Curious to see if anybody, they see they're not going to be in the top 3, if they're going to slow down and try to get that last dash position. That will be interesting to see. Next group getting ready to roll out here at Antioch Speedway. Thanks again for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV. I'm Wiley Wade.
I'm Joe Peterson.
We are broadcasting live and direct from Antioch Speedway in Antioch, California, 3/8 mile semi-high banked oval. We are about 40 miles to the northeast of downtown San Francisco, California, here in the San Francisco Bay, which what we are in what's called the East Bay. Next group of cars coming out.
Next group is the 21D out of Turlock, California, Damasi Scoggins, and that T&E Webster Brothers Racing Scoggins Rental Services, Scoggins Inc., 21D. And behind him is the 22D of Travis Dutra, back in his hobby stock out of Martinez, California, and the DeCarlo Racing Products, CPD Racing 1-2 Graphics 22. And I believe behind him is going to be...
We got the 11A of Charlie Bryant out of Oakley, California. And then we fall back to the...
71A.
71A, Michaela Taylor out of Oakley with Climbers Racing Enterprises, Climbers Motorsports and Cart Supplies, Trevor's Junk, BS Racing, East Bay Welding and Supply.
And behind her is going to be the young Logan Fernandez out of Antioch, California. Sponsored Climbers Racing Enterprises, Climbing Motorsports and Cart Supplies, Trevor's Junk, BNS Racing, East Bay Welding Supplies, number 14.
Then one of my favorite cars of the night, the number 4 car. Last week he was here as a super stock. This week he is here as a hobby stock. DJ Kilson out of Watsonville. California Tire, Mom and Dad, North Country Plastering, and JP Auto Recycler. It is a 1957 Chevrolet and that he's driving right there. And behind him is going to be, that brings us back to Scoggins. So that is this group for their hot lap session. That 57 Chevy is
slides
awesome.
up the racetrack a little bit. Oh, it looks like we have somebody blowing a motor. That's going to be the 11A, I believe, of Charlie Bryant. Or I'm not sure if he's blowing a motor, but he is slow and he's smoking, yeah, down the back straightaway. Kind of see him coming out of 2 and just seeing the smoke just started fluttering out of the rear end.
Not seeing any obvious fluid, but sitting across the racetrack here, not necessarily going to see it anyway. $1,000 to win tonight, $100 just to start to A main for a hobby stock. This is the big money show for these guys and gals. And looking forward to a lot of great racing action here tonight.
As he's going to get the push off the track, and I believe we're going to resume back with this hot lap session. The car is still sliding up the racetrack in turn 1, trying to find that grip.
Just a reminder real quick on the Halloween night activities. As I've said a couple times tonight, it is for the racers only. Folks racing here, just want to make sure that is understood. It is not open to the public, not open to folks not racing that night. It is for racers of that night only.
White flags out for this hot lap session. Man, that number 4 of DJ Kilson, that's a... I'll tell you what, that car is really nice.
Setting a nice line through that end of the racetrack.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of, I don't know if you remember the Valley Sportsmans that they used to have. What they used to have the wings up top.
Yep.
Kind of that reminds me of kind of one of those bodies, just missing the front wings, but...
I had said he was here for the super stocks. I misspoke. He was here for the IMCA stock cars in that car.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Was it?
No, actually, he was here
was
for
the super stocks.
Yeah, he was here for the pro stock, yeah.
I was right the first time. I shouldn't question myself.
Now, bringing on to the racetrack, it looks like we're going to have the super stocks or pro stocks joining us. We have 6 entries in that class. First coming out to the track is the 77 out of Antioch, California. That's Chris Long. Followed behind him is the 01. That is Jimmy Robbins.
Jimmy Bobby.
Jimmy Bobby, yeah. And behind him is going to be the 92 out of Sacramento, California. That is going to be Jay Bryant.
Jay with Jay's Mobile Welding, DeCarlo Racing Products, Chad Hammer Racing Engines, and Motion Media Wraps. Behind him, let's see, where are we?
94 of Chad Hammer.
Chad Hammer, there he is. Chad Hammer out of Antioch with Jay's Mobile Welding, BRG Racing and Dyno, Chad Hammer Racing Engines, DeCarlo Racing Products, Hot Shots Motorsports Photography, Delta Transmission, Brentwood Embroidery, his wife and his family. I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was funny that when he listed off all his sponsors, he forgot to say his own business, Chad Hammer Racing Engines.
Yeah.
They had to be corrected on that. The 48 car is out there as well. That's John Evans out of Alamo, California.
And then, and that number 65 used to previously owned car by lovely Lloyd Brown. That is
Danica Garrettson.
Danica Garrison out of Lovelock, Nevada. Sponsored by Mom and Dad, Grandpa John and Grandpa Patty. Towing all the way from Nevada to be with us tonight.
Chris Long in that 77 car out of Antioch. J. Keith Trucking. Hot Shots Motorsports Photography. Chad Hammer Racing Engines, Delta Transmissions, and LB Vinyl. And that is our field of Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stocks here tonight. This means we should be lining up back there, the heat race number 1. Track is coming in nice. Track is coming in nice.
As you see the white flag waving for the Pro Stocks hot lap session. You can say probably Jay Bryant's out here for a little redemption after kind of, I would say, maybe taken away from him last week. Wasn't too happy about that with I believe it was a 21 JT. Got him and Jay got into it through turns 3 and 4. So it looks like possibly that could complete our hot laps for this evening. As we have on track right now, that is the 19K. Previously our 2019 IMCA Modified Track Champion, Buddy Niss. And in the 164, also on track as well, that is Frank Furtado. Looks like they're going to be getting in a little hot lap sessions in their modifieds.
I think they're going to have 3 sessions tonight, is what the plan is. Frank Furtado coming up off turn number 4 on the rev limiter down the straightaway. Here comes Buddy Niss. His last opportunity coming up for Duel in the Desert for the Young Guns race. He won that a couple seasons ago. And this will be the last time he's eligible to run that. So he'll be running that coming up here in about 3 weeks, I believe it is.
Yeah, 3 weeks. I'll be out there. Hopefully he gets the job done. Won it back in 2008. So, I'm sorry, 2008. 2018. Yeah, 2018. Had a little brain fart right there. Won it back in 2018, and hopefully, with this last year, hopefully he can do it again.
A lot of racers from up here at the Antioch Speedway heading down to Duel in the Desert. He'll be one of them. Mark Garner, I know, is going. Chris Bennett is taking his IMCA stock car down. He's going to be running.
Yes, Buddy Niss will be there.
Is Chester running? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe his father as well will be racing.
They'll take both cars down. Captain Chaos, Danny Wagner supposed to be going down.
Our Bill Bowers modified, or I'm sorry, Sport Mod winner. Both Fred Ryland and Guy Allward will be there, as well as Tommy Frazier.
Checkered flag is out. We got our roving reporter down in the infield. Chris Bennett will be manning the microphone for the interviews down there. That's going to do it for our hot laps, I believe. We're going to get set for
Heat races.
heat racing. Thanks for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV on AntiochSpeedway.tv. Glad you could join us tonight. We are here at Antioch Speedway for the big money show for the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks. We do have 34 cars in attendance here tonight, with 5 heat races, 2 B mains, a fast dash, and a slow dash coming up. Fast dash being the winner of each of the heat races will be in the fast dash, and the slow dash is the last place finisher that finishes the heat race.
You have to finish the heat race.
You have to finish. Will be in the slow dash. They get $100. They're running for $100 to win. The fast dash running for $200 to win. Plus those guys get $50 if they don't win. So a little extra money. All that money thrown up there thanks to Jay's Mobile Welding. Jay Bryant throwing up some more money. Really supporting the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks here this year. Look forward to having him back. I know he was talking at the drivers' meeting about getting with Chad in the offseason to talk about how they can expand his sponsorship and other things they can do. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch that as well. It is a beautiful Saturday night here in Antioch, California. Looking at the temperature right now, a very comfortable 90 degrees. Doesn't feel like 90 out, though.
I don't think that's too comfortable.
Well, it's 6:07. My watch isn't updating. Still not bad. Fabulous Bob. 82. Tim is saying it's 82. All right. See, that's better than this 90. All right, here we go. Our starting lineup for heat race number 1 looks like this. On the point for the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks, Michaela Taylor pulled her very first number 1 on the pill draw. Demasi Scoggins on the outside in the 21D.
And in your row 2 in the 5, that is going to be Michael Mates out of Benicia, California. And to his outside is going to be the 1N of Nicholas Johnson out of Bakersfield, California.
Row 3 is Brentwood's Jake Betancourt in the 29 car and the 24M of Larry McKenzie out of Discovery Bay.
And in your final row is going to be the 44 of James Graisley out of Antioch, California.
James Graisley bringing up the rear of the field. Excuse me, in that 44G. Had a little bit of trouble at one point during hot laps. I don't think he got into the wall, but came very close. But he gets to start out back. And we are missing one car. The Michael Mates out of Benicia so far has not made the call for this event. So we may be starting with only 6 instead of 7, given the 1 to go signal.
1 to go signal. This is a heat race number 1 of 5. Top 3 transfer into a feature. First place winner, we're going to our fast dash. Let's see how this one's going to pan out. As we're still possibly waiting on the number 5 of Michael Mates. I don't know if he's going to make the call, it looks like.
Coming around, taking the green flag this time by Michaela Taylor on the point. She pulled the 1 for the pill. guarantees her the front starting spot.
Here.
Up off turn number 4. Green flag in the air. We are racing here at Antioch Speedway on October 17th, 2020. The Hobby Stocks underway.
Oh, Demasi
Scoggins tried to cut low, and that car pushed up big time. Michaela Taylor gets sideways. Larry McKenzie gets into the side of her. James Gracely into the wall off turn number 2. That car is having trouble.
Yeah.
Gracely trying to get it going again. Now he gets going. Tire on.
Nicholas Johnson leads lap number 1.
Red flag coming up.
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
Should be a red. Yep, red flag comes out. There's a tire on the back straightaway. That is the right front tire from James Gracely. Just the tire, not the wheel. The wheel is still on the race car. That is for the 44G. He got into the wall coming up off turn number 2. He was trying to go high above Michaela Taylor with her incident over there, and he got into the wall, and the car kind of rubbed along the wall about halfway down the back straightaway. We'll get a restart flag. Got to let James Gracely know he's
does not have
missing his tire.
Yeah. You can see the car kind of leaned over a little bit on the right front side.
And he's
not sure if he can feel that or
not. You can run with a flat left front tire, but you cannot run with a flat right front tire. And you definitely can't run with no right front tire. Michaela falling back to the back? Or is she having a problem with her 71 car? She's supposed to be up on the point.
Looks like she's going up to the front.
Going up to the front. Young lady, about 15 years old or so. Michaela Taylor on the point. Demasi Scoggins outside the front row.
And then there was 5.
Jake Taylor. And Nicholas Johnson, row 2. Row 3 is going to be
Jake Bentoncourt and Nicholas Johnson.
Actually, Bentoncourt moves up to second row because of the Michael Mates not showing up. So Larry McKenzie at the back. Lights out, going green flag racing this time by.
Full 8 laps. As here we go, we get set as Michaela Taylor rounds turn 4. Green flag is out. Demasi Scoggins jumps out to the point. Nicholas Johnson follows him. Oh, and he makes the mistake once again as the car slides up the racetrack. Here comes Larry McKenzie in the inside of Demasi Scoggins down the back straightaway. 1, 2, 3 are going to transfer into our feature tonight, as Nicholas Johnson once again is going to lead lap number 1. And it looks like Jake Bencourt possibly getting the black flag.
Getting the black flag for driving into the 71 car, I'm hearing over the radio.
Oh, it's Demasi Scoggins now. He's going to possibly lose 2 positions.
Coming up off turn number 4, it is the one in of Nicholas Johnson. He's got about a 3-car length lead over Larry McKenzie. McKenzie's car looking good tonight. That car's fast right now. One of our rookies we had here this year. Demasi Scoggins in that third and final transfer spot. He's got the 29 of Jake Bentoncourt on his rear bumper, but right now I believe Bentoncourt is under the black flag, so he will stop getting scored. If he does not answer the call, I have not heard that has been, no, black flag being shown again, so that has not been withdrawn.
Oh, and there he goes off the racetrack right now. So that leaves Demasi Scoggins all alone for that third place position. But here comes Larry McKenzie on the rear end of Nicholas Johnson looking for that first place position. He wants to get into that fast dash.
McKenzie looks under 64.904 miles an hour, 20.8 seconds that last time by for Nicholas Johnson. Coming up off turn number 2. Looks like Johnson's got a little bit more grip in all 4 tires. Looks like McKenzie keeps getting a little bit of a 4-wheel drift on the exit of the turn.
Looks like they're both trying to ride something up there in the crumbles in the cushion. As
3 laps remain in this 8-lap heat race.
Now they're coming on lap traffic. The 44G of James Gracely riding through the center of the racetrack as Nicholas Johnson dives down to the inside.
McKenzie goes high. Splitting them, coming up off turn number 4. At the line is still Johnson. But McKenzie has Michaela Taylor right from. He crosses over after Johnson slips up the hill.
Well, here goes Nicholas Johnson.
Crossover move by Johnson.
Down the back straightaway, he gets him. They're going to be coming to the white flag.
What a battle for the lead. Coming up off turn number 4. McKenzie looks low again. Johnson is there this time. White flag one more time around.
White flag one more time around for Nicholas Johnson. Can Larry McKenzie do it? Can he get by him?
Losing a car length there in turns 1 and 2.
Down the back
straightaway. One car into the wall in turn number 2. Very lightly, James Gracely up there. He keeps it going. We see out of the green.
Coming out of 4, and it's going to be Nicholas Johnson's going to hold on for a heat race number 1 win. Larry McKenzie second.
Demasi Scoggins got smoke coming out of that car. He's going to cross the line in third, though.
Demasi Scoggins is going to take the third place position. And then it's going to be Michaela Taylor for the 4th and James Gracely rounding out your top 5.
Gracely had a very eventful race with a tire falling off, a tire falling off the wheel. That's what I'm trying to say there. Johnson with the win, heading down into the infield. Here's Chris Johnson. Here's Chris Bennett.
Hey, they didn't see that.
With our winner's circle interview for heat race number 1.
Good run. Yeah, they want to. I'm going to come across. We've got heat race number 1 winner. The Bakersfield Hot Shoe down here seems to win everything everywhere, Nick. Nick Johnson. Nick, dude, you seem to have solid runs whenever you come here.
Yeah, I don't know, the track's just sloppy wet, so I think being able to turn is the biggest thing. So that 24 car, I wasn't expecting him throwing that slider when I was passing lap cars, but I'm sure glad he didn't cream me out.
There's a lot of competition here tonight for $1,000 to win. What is it going to take to put this thing up front again?
Honestly, just being able to, if the track comes in, hammer down, finding the fast line quick. After the check, I realized that the 24 car was probably running the top of 1 and 2. There was so much moisture after I came off. After the check I ran it, there was so much grip up there. So I think just finding the fast line is going to be the biggest thing.
Good luck the rest of the night.
Heat race number 2 lineup looked like this on the point. It's the 26S of Stephen Johnson outside the front row. It's the 42F of Left's friend out of Colton, California.
And in your second row, the 47X is Jellica Brown out of Antioch, California. And to her outside is the 46 of Colton Haney out of Brentwood, California.
The 03 of Philip Aretta inside of row 3 out of Vacaville. Jason Robles in the 78 out of Rio Vista, California.
And in your your final row is the 44 of John Haney out of Brentwood, California.
Green flag in the air down the front straightaway into turn number 1. It's Les Friend on the point, getting through turns 1 and 2 first. But here comes back on the inside Stephen Johnson on that 26 car as they go down the backstretch into turn number 3.
Here's Angela Brown in the 3rd place position. She's looking on the outside of Stephen Johnson. Here comes Jason Robles, the back into the rear end of Stephen Johnson. As they pal into the side of Angela Brown as she's into the rear side of Les Friend. Four-way battle for that first place position.
Coming up off turn number 4, Les Friend has it. Jason Robles wants it. He grabs it. The 47 of Angela Brown down on the inside. He gets around Les Friend, but she gets hit from behind by Les Friend, and here comes the 26 of Stephen Johnson. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag for a big old bumper on the front straightaway. They're getting that off.
I believe
debris
it might
on the front
be
straightaway.
Angela Brown's front bumper, possibly.
That fell off last week too, but she dragged it for a long ways.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like the 42F of Les Friend just pulled off the racetrack.
Get a lineup set. Jason Robles once again on the point.
Angela Brown in second with Stephen Johnson, the 44 of John Haney, the 46 of Colton Haney, And I believe that is the 03 of Philip Oretta in the final position. As we have 2 laps scored, 6 laps to go.
Double them up. Green flag coming out. They'll get the one to go next time by. Jason Robles in the 78 car. Texas style restart. Gets her front row to himself. Angela Brown takes the high side. She puts the Stephen Johnson car down on the low side. Row 3 is the 44 of John Haney and the 46 of Colton Haney. Father and son there in row number 3. And row number 4, it is the 03 of Philip Oretta.
Jason Robles made his way from 6th to 1st in just 2 laps. Now he's leading the race to see if he can pull off a heat race win. As they come around turn 4, green flag's going to be out.
Off turn number 4 down the front straightaway.
Oh!
Angela Brown having trouble. Her car getting all kinds of slideways.
As she gets in the
down
side
the
of
front stretch.
Yes, Stephen Johnson. Now she's going to lose a position to the 44 of John Haney. And now she drops out of a transfer spot.
Put John Haney in that 3rd and final transfer spot. But here goes Johnson almost into the fence off turn number 4 while Robles crosses the line. John Haney looks underneath Stephen Johnson. Coming up off turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Smoke coming out of the back of the 26 car. That time as he got off the gas going into turn number 1. Coming up off turn number 2. Angela Brown tries to catch it. Slide, and Colton Haney gets into the side of her. We stay under the green flag at this point. Philip Oretta stayed out of it as well.
As you see, Jason Robles trying to enter into a different zip code as he's pulled a straightaway lead on our 2nd and 3rd place cars. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go for the 78. And it looks like John Haney's going to try to make a move on Johnson.
Colton Haney having trouble at turn number 2. He pulls into the infield.
Once again, Johnson slides out the racetrack in 1 and 2. And that's going to allow Haney, as they drag down the back straightaway.
2 to go. 19.56 seconds, 69.010 miles an hour for Jason Robles. That car is fast once again. Colton Haney sitting on the infield in turn number 2. Robles coming up on the Philip Oretta car. Oretta's got a major push right now with the current track conditions. White flag in the air. One more time around.
As Haney looks in the inside of Johnson once again. He's going to be denied. Johnson holds on to that 2nd place position.
Robles into turn number 3.
As Johnson pushes up the racetrack in 2. Haney on his bumper down the back straightaway. Jason Robles is going to take heat race number 2 win. But it looks like for 2nd place is going to be Stephen Johnson over John Haney. Both cars will transfer into the feature. And then your final spot is going to be that 03 of Philip Oretta, as he still needs to come around the racetrack to take the checker flag.
Philip Oretta is going to go to the slow dash. Last lap at 20.28 seconds, 66.568 miles an hour. Chris Bennett with our winner down on the front stretch.
Another Saturday night and another heat race win for you, Jason.
Yeah, that's it's a little slick out there. Hopefully be better for the main event.
A lot of stiff competition. What's it going to take to put it up there?
I don't know, a lot of luck, I guess, I hope. And hopefully we get it.
Right on, Jason. Good luck the rest of the night, my dude. You got it.
Thank you
Back
very
up
much.
to you.
Chris Bennett down in the infield for our interviews down there. Heat race number 3 looks like this. The 02 of Albert Ballinger out of Fairfield, California on the point. Outside the front row, it's Logan Clay out of Chowchilla in the 82C.
And in your 2nd row in the 11A out of Oakley, California, that is Charlie Bryant. And to his outside is the 8 out of Merced, California of George Silva.
The 20 car tonight being driven by Dan Gonerman out of Antioch, California. And to his outside, the 44A, that's Austin Van Hoff out of Chowchilla, California.
And in your final row out of Antioch, California, the 3, that's Joelle Crandall.
Joelle Crandall in the 3 car, looking to make the main event here tonight. She's having a lot of fun driving the hobby stock, that 3 car. heat race 3, getting ready to roll off as they got Colton Haney on the hook. Hopefully, he can get that car fixed and get him back out here for his B main. Give him the 1 to go signal. Lights going out, I believe, this time. Dan Gonerman getting into the 20 cars.
Looks like we might be missing the
Charlie
11A
Bryant.
of Charlie Bryant, yeah.
So that moves Dan Gonerman up to second row. Joelle Crandall up to the third row. Going to give him the 1 to go signal this time. If you don't have My Race Pass, head on over, get it. It is a free app. You can pay for extra stuff if you want extra bells and whistles. When we get live timing and scoring, it'll be on there as well. As we continue to make improvements to the racetrack facilities, the TV stuff, and timing, scoring, everything. Having a lot of fun with this stuff. Albert Ballinger, only his 4th or 5th race. Starting on the point, bringing him around nice and slow.
As the green flag waves, looks like Logan Clay is going to get the early jump on Albert Ballinger as they go into 1. Here comes George Silva, and here comes Austin Van Hoff, also around the outside of Ballinger.
Joelle Crandall almost into the fence off turn number 2. Keeps it straight. Logan Clay up off turn number 4 in that 82 car at the line.
He's going to lead lap number 1.
Got about 2.5 car lengths over George Silva in the 8 car. That car pushes up the hill.
Also
George Silva pushes up the hill. Dan Gonderman gets underneath.
Oh!
Gets together with Austin Van Hoff, does George Silva. George
And he
Silva
blows
now
a tire.
has trouble on the left rear.
Yeah, it looks like he blew a tire.
Up off turn number 4, Logan Clay at the line.
And he's
With
going to
the lead.
stop up in turn 3. Yellow flag's out. Yellow flag is out.
So that'll be 1 down, 7 to go. As George Silva's going to have to work his way into the main event from the B main. 1 and done for the heat races.
So it looks like we just have 1 lap in this 3rd heat race. Logan Clay on the point. Behind him is 20 of Dan Gonderman. The 44A of Austin Van Hoff. The 03.
Now we got
the 02 of Albert Ballinger. And the 3 of Joelle Crandall.
Coming around, green flag. Coming out right now.
Green flag is out. Once again, Logan Clay jumps out to the point. And Gonderman gets by Van Hoff.
Albert Ballinger and Joelle Crandall both almost into the fence off turn 2. Back up front, Logan Clay pushes up the hill. He has a major push going into turn number 3. Opens up the door. Dan Gonderman down on the inside. But coming up off turn number 4, Logan Clay gets a good run down the front straightaway. Gonderman falls back a car length. Once again, looks low. Does that 20 car coming up off turn number 2, while Austin Van Hoff sits about 5 car lengths back behind that battle for the lead as they enter turn 3 and 4. Gonderman once again looks underneath Logan Clay. Side by side off turn number 4 at the line. It's still Logan Clay with Gonderman falling back in line going into turn 1.
Yeah, Gonderman stalking the rear end of the 82, just not able to find a way around him. Looking for a mistake out of the 82 possibly. As they both kind of slow up through 3 and 4, and they're going to drag down the front straightaway. Still, leading the point is Logan Clay. As he kind of slides up the racetrack, and he's going to allow Gonderman to peek into the inside, down the back straightaway. Logan Clay just still has a good drive off that high side momentum. in his favor right now. Garnerman pushes up the racetrack a little bit, allows him to lose some ground coming out of 4.
Three laps remain as Garnerman once again looks underneath Logan Clay coming up off turn number 2. They got Joelle Crandall right in front of him. Joelle right now in the position for the slow dash as Logan Clay comes up. Crandall gets sideways. They touch. Coming through turn number 4. 2 to go this time by Logan Clay, Dan Garnerman, Austin Van Hoff, your 3 transfer cars at this point.
Yeah, Logan Clay kind of slips up the racetrack and he got into the side of lap traffic. Here comes Garnerman into the inside of Logan Clay, looking to spoil his position to get into the fast dash possibly.
Up off turn number 4.
White flags out for the 82.
Garnerman got loose in the middle of 3 and 4 that time. He lost a car length. Now they got Albert Ballinger right in front of him. Is this going to play a part as the white flag is out? Half a lap remains. Down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. Logan Clay on the low side of Ballinger. Ballinger tries to get in there faster. Push Major League. Push with that 02 car on the outside of the leaders, but give it to Logan Clay. He's going to win this 3rd heat race. Dan Garnerman's going to get 2nd. Austin Van Hoff in that 3rd spot. 4th will be Albert Ballinger, and 5th, and making the way into the slow dash is the 3 car of Joelle Crandall. Logan Clay being able to hold off, take home heat race number 3. Next heat race. Right now we got Chris Bennett down there. We'll let him take it away.
Down here with 2nd generation racer Logan Clay, who picked up the heat race win. Logan, dude, you held off a seasoned racer and Dan Garnerman, but it looked like you had a push there in the center of the corners.
Yeah, it would get tight through the center. It would enter in good. It had a good drive. I just got to figure out how to get it tight through the center. I think if it slicks off, we'll be all right.
You got a stacked field. Are you ready for it?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready for it. But, I mean, it wouldn't be possible without my dad and my mom. Garrett, Korn, and Taylor, they helped me out a ton, man. I can't thank them enough. My aunts and uncles, my little sister, she's out there helping me, and just everybody else.
Young man, got his head on straight. Thanks to his family. You can't knock that at all. Good luck the rest of the night, Logan.
Thank you.
Heat race number 4 getting ready to go green next time by. Lovely Lori Brown on the point in the 65 car. She's out of Antioch, California. To her outside, the 2020 James Mobile Welding Hobby Stock champion James Thompson out of Pittsburgh, California, outside front row.
And in your 2nd row, and the 225 out of Oakley, California, that is going to be Aiden Ponciano. And to his outside, in the 45 out of Oakley, California, is going to be Gene Haney.
Inside row 3, the 14B, that's Lester Beavers out of parts unknown. To his outside, the 97 out of Antioch, it's the Squirrel, Bree Trowan.
And in your final row, the 16, that's going to be Adam Kajala out of Antioch, California.
Rocky sitting back there, and we do have a full field this time. Green flag in the air. James Thompson looking to take home a main event win here this year. He's had lots of seconds. Quite hasn't finished the job. Here comes Lori Brown down on the inside. That race car is not her normal race car. That's one that actually her granddaughter, hers and Ron's granddaughter, Jordan, is going to run next year. She's just shaking it out here. The young Jordan, who's about 14 years old or so, is actually going to put the motor in that car. Ron bought this car for the motor, and the granddaughter got the car. She has to get her own motor, and she's going to take care of that. But right now, James Thompson on the point. Lovely Lori Brown 2nd. Aiden Ponciano in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Gene Haney and the Squirrel, Bree Trowan, battling for 4th right now as they come up off turn number 4. Side by side down the front straightaway into turn number 1. The Squirrel gets into turn number 1 first. She picks up that 4th spot. Now sets her sights on Aiden Ponciano to try to get that 3rd and final transfer spot.
It looks like James Thompson is just having a field day as he's trying to run away from the field. As we have Lori Brown sitting in 2nd and Aiden Ponciano in that final transfer position. But here comes the Squirrel as she's running down the 225. But she has also the 45 of Gene Haney still in her backside mirror as he gains a couple positions. I'm sorry, a couple of spaces on her.
James Thompson right now running the fastest laps that I've clocked all night long, and now the Squirrel back has Gene Haney battling her. They go side by side into turn number 1, but that high side pays off for the Squirrel. Gene diamonds a corner off, gets back to her inside, coming up off turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. That battle continues as the Squirrel trying to get up there so she can battle for that third and final transfer spot, but she's having to deal with Gene Haney right now.
Already, our leader has encountered lap traffic with 3 laps to go. First, second, and third all by them lonesome. And it looks like Gene Haney is threatening the Squirrel for her position as he's going to make the pass. Here comes the kid, Adam Kajala.
The Squirrel drove into turn number 3 that time way too deep, and that car pushed up the hill, and she lost the position to Gene Haney, and then opened up the door for Kajala. Rocky, white flag at the line for James Thompson. Lovely Lori Brown in that second spot. Third and final transfer spot, Aiden Ponciano. Fourth, Gene Haney. Fifth, the Squirrel Breach on. Sixth, Rocky Kajala. And seventh is going to be the 14B of Lester Beavers.
Rounding out turn 4 is going to be your winner, the AT&T of James Thompson. In second is going to be that 65 of Lori Brown. Third is going to be the 225 of Aiden Ponciano with the 45 of Gene Haney and the 47 of Bree Troen as she takes it off the racetrack immediately. The 47 of the Squirrel, Bree Troen.
So heat race number 4 into the books in that AT&T, and that's going to put Lester Beavers into that slow dash out of this race. Chris Bennett down there with our winner, James Thompson.
Down here with the bridesmaid, so I figure what more does a bridesmaid need than a bouquet of bridesmaids flowers. James, you picked up a heat race win, dude. So what's it gonna take to shake it off and pick up a win?
You know, Chris, tonight's the night, man. I mean, we got a lot of heavy hitters tonight, but I'm on cloud 9, and this sucker's rolling, and we're gonna do what we gotta do.
The Gallaghers aren't here to wax your ass, but there's still a lot of other stiff competition, dude. But you're the reigning champion, so I think that you got to one up.
Got to one up, man. We got to show those metric cars what's up, you know. Leaf springs still work. We'll make it work.
My man, fist bumps. Good luck the rest of the night.
And that means our 5th and final Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock heat race is on the racetrack. Gavin Griffiths out of Brentwood, California, in the 47 car on the point. To his outside, Logan Fernandez out of Oakley, California, took home his first heat win last week in the 14 car.
And in your second row, and the 4 is going to be DJ Kelson out of Newman, California. And to his outside is going to be the 22D of Travis Dutra out of Martinez, California.
Then the 74A of Judy Arth out of Concord, California, inside of row number 3. And to her outside, the 13 car Bobby Motz out of San Pablo, California. I have to say, my favorite race car is that 4 car, the 57 Chevy, DJ Kelson. He just fell to the back, put Judy Arth up a row. Did the 4 car. 1 to go signal at the line. 5th and final heat race. We do have again, we have 2 B mains tonight. We also have a fast dash and a slow dash. The fast dash is the winner of each heat race. The slow dash is the last place finisher in the heat, but they have to be running at the end of the heat.
Yeah.
It can't be someone that pulled off earlier in the event. So
Alrighty, final heat race for the hobby stocks as they set around turn 3. Coming around turn 4, getting set to take that green flag.
Gavin Griffiths with the control of the field. Green flag in the air. He gets a good jump. Down the front straightaway, Judy Arth looks to the inside of Fernandez. But here comes Travis Dutra. Rocketing around the outside. That 22 car, once again, as always, is fast. The only thing that's going to slow him down is the fact that Gavin Griffiths came up to the wall and got right in front of him and closed that door. He comes up off turn number 4, side by side.
Lead it.
Gavin Griffiths is going to lead lap number 1.
But round turn 1, it's going to look like, Gavin Griffiths still holds them off.
That low side's working well for Gavin Griffiths right now.
Coming down the back straightaway. As they're side by side going into turns 3. This time Travis Dutra drops to the inside, trying to look for something down there as Gavin Griffiths still blocks his lane as he moves back up to the high side. He's going to possibly get him coming around 2. Yes, he does, down the back straightaway.
New leader coming up off turn number 2. That's Travis Dutra with Gavin Griffiths in the second spot. Judy Arth in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Bobby Motz in the 4th spot. 5th is DJ Kilson. And 6th is the 14 of Logan Fernandez.
Travis Dutra now is going to try to run away from the field or second place position. And it looks like it's going to be a three-way battle for that second place position between the 47 and the 74 of Judy Arth. And I believe that is the 13 of Bobby Motts, as he looks to the inside of Judy Arth for that for that fourth place position.
Third and final transfer spot right now by Judy Arth. Bobby Motts wants it. He has Maddie in the passenger seat, the normal driver of that 13 car. She's in there learning. Young Maddie Motts. Talked to her at the pre-race show while Travis Dutra crosses the line. 19:36 on the stopwatch, 69.731. But that battle for the third and final transfer spot down into turn number 1. Here comes the 4 car. DJ Kilson, he wants to make a battle of it too, but right now Judy Arth has it. Bobby Motts wants it. He's still on the inside. Down into turn number 3. Judy Arth doing a great job holding off Bobby Motts. Coming up off turn number 4. Here comes that Kilson car. We got a 3-way battle for the third and final transfer spot. 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Oh, it looks like the 4 almost got to the side of the 13 of Bobby Motts. Bobby Motts possibly trying to get into the inside of Judy Arth, as they're all running the backside of the 47 of Gavin Griffiths. Oh, as Bobby Motts loses it, and he loses the position as white flag is out.
One more time around.
Who's going to get that final transfer position?
Into turn number 4. Coming up, green flag in the air. Dutra's going to get the win. That battle for the third and final transfer spot. Here comes DJ Kilson underneath Judy Arth. Side by side off turn number 4. The 1957 Chevy of Kilson is going to get it. That third and final transfer spot coming up off the last turn.
As he makes his way, he's going to transfer his way into the feature tonight.
That is going to put Logan Fernandez in the slow dash. Travis Dutra, once again, picking up where he left off last time he was here. He has been winning a lot in that race car. He sold it, it was understanding. Not sure if he borrowed it or bought it back.
Your 5th and final heat race winner in the hobby stocks, and it's not every chance I get to talk to a hired gun, Travis Dutra. Travis, solid run in your former car.
Yeah, we're back at it. I want to thank Anthony Wellborn getting me back out here in the seat. I want to say hi to my son out there, Dylan. We got one more to go. Track is awesome, Chad.
What's it going to take to put it up there at the end of the night?
Hopefully we just can maintain 40 laps. Long way to go. I think we'll just pace ourselves and hopefully finish in the front.
Solid run, Travis. Good luck the rest of the night.
Not bad being a hired gun in your old car. You know it's a strong car, so Anthony Wellborn is the owner, and Travis Strutzer back in behind the wheel of that 22 car. So I know Anthony Wellborn picked up 2 hobby stocks. He was running earlier this year, running the IMCA Sport Modified. He sold that to Nicholas Zapatero and bought this hobby stock and another one because he's putting both himself and his wife Misty.
Yeah, yes.
And they're going to be running 2 hobby stocks next year. So, good to see. Want to say thanks to Jay Bryant and Jay's Mobile Welding for sponsoring the hobby stock division this year and all the extra stuff he's put up. He was talking at the drivers meeting today, and he says this is his favorite division. And, you know, he kind of pointed something out. Where else are you having 30-plus cars show up every week?
Yeah, that's
hobby stock at any track around here.
Exactly. That's what I was kind of talking a little bit with James Thompson and Nicholas Johnson earlier. As I said, this has been the biggest class, you know, every week here at the racetrack. You know, even on a weekly basis, getting 30-plus cars each night and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's good. Like I said before, when I interviewed James, when I interviewed Jay, the things that he just does for, you know, not only the hobby stocks but just the track in general is absolutely amazing.
So that's going to do it for this hot lap session for the IMCA Modifieds. Once again, taking a few laps. Again, we have a practice session coming up, just announced today by Chadwick on the 28th of October. So that's in a week and a half. We are having an open practice from those typically are from 5 to 8 p.m. I will be out here with my 4-banger mini stock to try to get that thing straightened away, get some more seat time, have a little bit of fun. With that, we are going Super Stock Racing. Chad Hammer, who has been pulling pills all year long at the back, and he's always had to start at the back. Actually gets to start on the point this time. The 94 out of Antioch, Chad Hammer. To his outside, it's Jimmy Bobby in the 01 car.
And in your second row, in the 48 out of Alamo, California, that is John Evans. And to his outside out of Antioch as well. And the 77 is going to be Chris Long.
And inside row number 3 to 92 car, the aforementioned Jay Bryant out of Folsom, California. He sponsors the Hobby Stocks. He runs in the Super Stocks. Occasionally brings his Hobby Stock down. Also, Danica Garrettson out of Lovelock, Nevada in the 65 car is starting at the back of the pack. Lights out. We're going green flag race and next time by. These guys have a big show coming up on the 31st of this month. So we'll have the Tri-State Pro Stocks, Super Stocks for a big show coming up on Halloween night. Again, trick-or-treating for the kids that are here, for the kids that belong here with racers that are racing that night. It's not open to the public, not open to other folks that aren't here racing.
As
Green
we get set, green flags out. Chad Hammer jumps out to the early point with Chris Long looking into the inside of Jimmy Robbins. Oh, and he gets by him. It looks like Jay Bryant, the 92, had a little trouble.
65 of Danica getting better each time. I think this is their third time out in that 65 Rose's car. Getting faster each time out.
As Chris Long's now putting the pressure on the 94 of Chad Hammer. 1 lap in, 7 to go.
Chad was very happy that he got a good number. He said it's hard. The way the track has been during heat races, his car doesn't work as well when it's this slick from the back, and he was very glad to be able to start up front. And right now you can see why. That car is fast. Having a little bit of pressure right now coming up off turn number 4. Chris Long down to the inside. Battler for the lead off 4 at the line is still Chad Hammer.
As we see Jane Bryant get around the 48 of John Evans for that 4th place position. Chad Hammer still leading the point with the 77 of Chris Long, still applying pressure. No, he's going to deny him.
Halfway done, 4 down, 4 to go. Chad Hammer, Chris Long, Jimmy Bobby, Jay Bryant, John Evans, and Danica Garrettson. Your running order.
As they're both running the same distinct line, here's Chris Long once again in the inside. No, it's still going to be Chad Hammer.
That inside line not quite there yet.
Not quite working. Yeah, as they're going to drag down the back straightaway. Chad Hammer still has high side advantage, but they are coming on slower lap traffic. As this time Chris Long's going to get by. We have a new leader with 2 laps to go.
Here comes Chad Hammer trying to get back on the inside. That time his car pushes up, but Chris Long has that slower car, the 65 of Danica Garrettson, right in front of him up off turn number 2. He gets to her outside going into turn number 3. Chris Long pulling away right now. White flag in the air. One more time around for that 77 car and the rest of this super stock field. Chad Hammer's car, looks like the handling on that race car has gone away here in the last couple laps. He's trying to get around the Danica car. Gets to her inside off turn number 2. But meanwhile, up front, coming up off turn number 4. Green flag coming out for Chris Long in the 77 car.
Oh, and just Chad Hammer clips the front end of Danica Garrettson as she goes around into the infield. But Chad Hammer's going to take that 2nd place position with Jay Bryant 3rd. The 01 of Jimmy Robbins is going to take the 4th place position with John Evans rounding out your top 5.
1765 on a stopwatch for the last lap, 76.487 miles an hour. Oops. Well, Chris Long didn't pull the infield, so we're not going to have a word with him. Trophy Dash is coming up next. Swing back over to Hobby Stocks. Fast Dash and Slow Dash. Slow Dash is coming up first.
I cannot hear anything out of your radio.
Slow Dash is, let's see, we got James Gracely starting on the point. Row 1 outside, Philip Aretta. Row 2 will be Joelle Crandall inside or outside, Lester Beavers. And row 4 is going to, or row 3 is going to be Logan Fernandez. We'll give you an official starting lineup here. A couple minutes, still waiting for all the cars to get up there. His headset's off. Buddy Ness back out for a couple more hot laps. Buddy Ness, 2019 modified champion here at Antioch Speedway. 2018 Young Guns race winner at Duel in the Desert. Preparing for upcoming races. Frank Furtado rolling out into 164. Getting a few more laps in. Then the slow dash will be coming out. This is kind of cool. The slow dash give the guys that are running to the back a chance to win a little extra cash. They get $100 on the line for this race.
Yeah, that be nice. Like I said, no points on the line for today, so it's all money and bragging rights, really.
And there's at least 3 legitimate cars that can win this race. At least 3 of the 5.
Yeah.
But it's racing, so any of them can win, actually, right? You never know.
You never know.
Thanks for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV on AntiochSpeedway.tv. Don't forget, we do have programming during the middle of the week. I believe Larry's been posting a race recap on Thursday nights or a past race or something. I think he's trying to do that, but also definitely have Wiley's race report coming up, usually on Wednesday. Did have some technical difficulties a couple weeks ago and did have a midterm this week, but I did get it out. I actually did the video before I did the midterm, so thankfully that went well. We have to share. That's okay, I got this one. We're good. You got that one. We're having to share a piece of paper. We don't need a piece of paper. We have a My Race Pass. And if you don't have it at home, you need My Race Pass. Get on to your app. And if you're a driver, a team owner, a spouse, please go on the My Race Pass, claim your driver's profile and update it. That is where we're going to be getting sponsors from. That is where we're getting hometowns from and histories from. We need you to claim your profile on My Race Pass and fill out the information, and that is going to help us a lot as we move into the future fancy-dancy stuff here on Antioch Speedway TV and Antioch Speedway.
All right, it looks like they're going to be sending out our slow dash.
All right, so James Gracely on the point in the 44G outside of the front row. It's the 03 of Philip Aretta.
And in your second row is going to be the 3 of Joelle Crandall. And to her outside is going to be the 14B of Lester Beavers.
And at the back of the pack, it's Logan Fernandez in the 14 car. He won a heat race here last weekend, last time out. That car did not go quite as fast. Oh, I guess they didn't tell us we're doing this. At the back of the pack, it is the 14 car out of Oakley, California, Logan Fernandez.
And in the 14B, out of Unknown, is Lester Beavers.
Inside row number 2, out of Antioch, California, driving the 3 car, Joelle Crandall.
And in your front row, in the 03, out of Vacaville, California, is going to be Philip Aretta.
On the point out of Antioch, California, it's a 44G. All the way from Antioch, it's James Gracely.
Five cars for our slow dash. 4 laps.
4 laps, $100 on the line. Who's going to win it? We're about to find out. 4 furious laps. These folks have to, we're doing the slow dash before the fast dash because these cars have to turn right back around and come back out for a B main.
Yes.
So they're going to go in and get their cars ready. Let's take a quick look. Logan Fernandez is in the first B main. Lester Beavers is in the first B main. And Phillip is starting on the pole in the second B main. Gracely's second row B main in the second B main. Jewel is in the second B main. So it's just those two. 2 of those cars have to be in the first B main. So they got to get ready to go fast. Lights out, going green flag racing. Again, I'm Wiley Wade.
And I'm Joe Peterson.
And we are your host here at Antioch Speedway TV. Don't forget, not only do we have our Wiley's Race Report during the week, we also are doing a pre-race show. Did you do yours on by Promotions or on .tv?
.tv.
.tv. So I'm doing it on Antioch Speedway by Promotions. He's doing it on Antioch Speedway.tv on Facebook.
As
Race day. Green flag in the air.
Out.
Bill Beretta, he's won a couple B main races this year, so that car is fast. Former championship car. Someone just lost a mud plug, I think. Got debris up in turn number 1.
I don't know. We're going to throw out the yellow, or we're going to keep
waiting
them
to
going.
See if they call it.
It is not really in the racing line, as we're going to stay green. Phillip Beretta still leads over the 14 of Lester Beavers.
Yellow flag out for the debris in turn number 1. That is the plastic mud plug. One down, 3 to go, 4-lap slow dash. First lap, a 19:40 on the stopwatch, 69.588 miles an hour. This racetrack is getting faster. Mud plug has been picked up. Lights out.
1 down, 3 to go.
Going green flag racing this time by. Phillip Beretta on the point. Texas-style restart.
Lester Beavers in that second place position. James Gracely.
James Gracely down on the low side of turn 4. Down on the inside of row 2. Row 3 is Logan Fernandez and Joelle Crandall. Gracely is the one that hit the wall coming up off turn number 2 during his heat race and lost the tire off the wheel. Lights out, going green flag racing. 3 laps remain in this 4-lap slow dash. $100 on the line to the winner, thanks to Jay's Mobile Welding.
As the 03 rounds turn 3. Coming out of 4, he's going to be seeing that green flag drop as he gets on it. Green flag drops for the 03 of Phillip Beretta. As he jumps out to the point once again, it's going to be Lester Beavers jumps out to that second place position. Here comes James Gracely down the back straightaway. He's not going to get that second place position quite yet. Oh, they slide up the racetrack.
At the line, Phillip Beretta side by side at the line. Give it by about 1.5 inches to James Gracely that time from my vantage point. And Beavers pushes up the hill,
racetrack.
Bounces off the wall just slightly, opens up the door. Gracely gets by. Logan Fernandez gets by. White flag in the air one more time around for Phillip Beretta.
White flag for Phillip Beretta as he just needs to hold on to it for just half a racetrack, and he's going to take home that $100.
One car goes sideways into turn number 2. That's James Gracely out of second place.
And
second flag in the air. Phillip Beretta taking home an extra $100.
And it looks like once again the 44G, he blows a tire. But in second is going to go to
Logan Fernandez. Gets up there and takes it. Lester Beavers in the 3rd spot. Gracely's going to cross the line in 4th, and 5th will be Joelle Crandall. Nice job by Phillip Beretta taking home the slow dash win.
And $100.
And $100 to go with it. Chris Bennett, take it away.
All right, it's confirmed it's not Chemo ran in the car. It is indeed Philip. Philip, in the history of this car, I don't think it's ever seen a slow dash, but you put this thing in the winner's circle. $100, Richard, kid.
Yeah, it was a great race. I asked my dad from the heat race, what to do different, and he put a different setup in, and it worked perfect.
All right, so what do you got to do to put this thing through the B and into the A?
Do the same thing I did before. Keep my foot.
Attaboy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Philip Beretta's now got to go get ready for the B main. He starts on the pole for B main number 2. He's got a couple B main wins so far, getting the fast dash cars out on the racetrack. We're going to introduce them like we did the slow dash on the front straightaway. 5 heat winners. Travis Dutra not making the call.
As Travis Dutra elected not to race. So, in our second row, in the 18T, is going to be James Thompson.
Thompson, our 2020 champion. To his inside, the 82C out of Chowchilla, California. That would be Logan Clay.
And in your front row, outside the 78, that is going to be Jason Robles.
And on the point, out of Bakersfield, California, driving the 1N, Nicholas Johnson. Travis Dutra choosing not to participate in the fast dash.
So it looks like it's going to be a fatal 4-way between our 4 heat race winners. 4 laps.
Who's going to take home the win? Well, we're about to find out. We got some fast race cars out there. Fabulous Bob back on his perch. Going to give the 1-to-go signal this time by Fast Dash. $200 to the winner, $50 to the next 3. Thanks to Jay's Mobile Welding. Jay Bryant put up some more money. So $200 Fast Dash for the winner. Lights out, going green flag racing. Next time by, Nicholas Johnson on the point. Jason Robles outside the front row. Logan Clay and James Thompson in row 2. 4 fast race cars. Right here for the cars you got to look out for the main event coming up later tonight. 40-lap main event for the hobby stocks
Here
tonight.
we go. Green flag is out. Across the line already. Nicholas Johnson has some damage to the rear side of that car. But it's going to be Jason Robles jumps out to the early point. Oh, here comes James Thompson as he gets in the back of the 1N.
Looks like the 1N did not get a hood pin in on that trunk lid. That thing, as soon as he picked up speed, that thing shot up in the air. Jason Robles leads lap number 1. Nicholas Johnson second. That is James Thompson in the 3rd spot and Logan Clay in the 4th spot. Coming around, we're going to be halfway done this time by. Jason Robles into turn number 3. Coming up off turn number 4. 2 to go this time by.
2 down, 2 to go. Robles still leads over Johnson, Thompson, and Clay. They're all running that high side lane. Oh, Clay loses it kind of a little bit in the marbles.
Give you an idea about speed right now. That last lap, 76 miles an hour average.
White flags out for Jason Robles.
One more time around, 1760 on the stopwatch, 76.705. That's about 6 miles an hour faster than he was running earlier tonight. This track is coming in and is coming in
as he
fast.
comes around 3, around 4. He's $200 richer. Our fast dash winner, Jason Robles. Second is Nicholas Johnson. Third is James Thompson. And 4th is the 82C of Logan Clay.
All 4 heading in the infield. Jason Robles taking home another checkered flag here tonight. This time the fast dash, $200 richer. As Chris Bennett is down there, he's going to interview all these guys. Send it away, Chris Bennett.
I got a gaggle of race cars down here with a bunch of talented drivers in them. So I'm going to start off with your $200 Trophy Dash winner, Jason Robles. Jason, I guess your favorite color is green. I'm running out of stuff to talk about with you.
Yeah, that was fun. It was, I haven't won a Trophy Dash since 2004.
2004. I think that guy right next to you was in junior high, maybe high school, not sure.
Yeah.
So you got one race left, and you just held off the fastest of the fast here.
No, yeah, I know Nick's fast. Yeah, I got the jump on him, so, yeah. Thank you.
Well, you got one race. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Who else we got? Oh, all right. Well, that was a solid run. Good job.
Thank you.
I'll get back to you in a second. All right. He showed you what he's got. What's it going to take to get by him?
Turned into him before the start. That's about it, you know. All he had to do was hit me on, start. He kept pushing me down and didn't really let off. Was rubbing tires all the way to the start. Rubbed tires with me all the way down the straightaway. Just, fighting for the line, I guess. But that's a pansy-ass way to race, if you ask me. But, we'll see. The mains comes out, so we'll see whose car's really faster at the end of the night.
Tell you what, worst comes to worst, the folks at home are going to get one hell of a main event race tonight. Good luck the rest of the night, Nick.
Thanks, bud.
We're going to come over here to Logan real quick. Yeah, I'll make you wait. Logan, you straightened out your line a little bit. You did come in fourth, but I think you picked up a lot by following these guys.
Yeah, like I said, this is like my 8th race in this car. I'm still figuring everything out, how to go from a go-kart to a car with shocks. And I figured if I followed them, I'd learn a lot. I'd figure out where to enter, where to exit. And the car feels a lot better now than what it did earlier. If it wasn't for Garrett, as soon as I got off the track, I gave my buddy Garrett Korn a call, and he gave me a setup that I really appreciate him for. And my dad, he's over there working his butt off for me.
I tell you what, kid, you had a solid run. You got one race left. What are you hoping for?
Man, I just want a top 10. I don't want to go crazy and say I'm going to win it. I just want to get a solid top 10 and prepare for Merced next week. As long as I ain't coming home with a bunch of damage, I'm happy.
That's huge. Good luck the rest of the night, Logan.
All right, thank you.
All right, last but not least.
Hey, the best for last, Bennett.
All right. You had Nicholas Johnson in this one. You had Logan hot on your tail. Jason spanked you again. What's it going to take?
We're just going to go out there and try it again. They didn't leave me that bad, did they?
We'll review the tape. For those that are wondering, what are your plans for the rest of the season and not thinking too far ahead next season?
You might get your wish next year. I think that might be happening here pretty soon.
I like what I hear. What's it going to take to put this thing up front tonight?
We gotta survive. It's 40 laps, man. So we're gonna let the trash take itself out, and then we'll be there at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 Antioch Speedway Hobby Stock Champion, James Thompson. James, good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you, sir.
That's a field from the Fast Dash. Jason Robles taking home the win with $200 extra in his pocket. The other guys got $50 thanks to Jay Bryant at Jay's Mobile Welding and putting up the money for that. And Philip Beretta taking home an extra $100 for the Slow Dash win. With that, we're going to take a brief intermission. We'll be back. We got the B mains coming up next. Right now, here is the audio from my pit walk earlier on the pre-race show.
Wade, and this is the Antioch Speedway TV pre-race show for Saturday, October 17th, 2020. Thanks for tuning in. We have the Hobby Stocks running, big money show tonight. $1,000 a win, $100 to start the A main coming up here tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you head on over to AntiochSpeedway.tv and subscribe if you haven't already done so for tonight's exciting racing action. We'll be joined also by the Super Stocks, this Tri-State Pro Stocks. We're also here tonight. Do want to say that there is a open practice has been scheduled for October 28th. It's a Wednesday night. If you're looking to come out and practice, Wednesday night, the 28th, we are having an open practice. I will be out here with my four-banger, my mini stock, and having a little bit of fun, trying to get the issues worked out with that car. Again, October 28th is an open practice. On the Saturday, the 31st, don't forget, it is Candy for the Kids night, but only, it's not open to the public. It's not open to folks that are not here with a team, unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 rules. We can only have the kids and give out candy to the kids that are here as part of one of the teams that are racing on that night. So if you're racing on the 31st and you have kids, bring them on out. We're going to have some candy and have some fun. We were originally planning on doing bouncy houses, but unfortunately, there's no way to sanitize it between each kid. So we aren't able to have the bouncy houses, but we are going to have some other fun. So don't miss that coming up on the 31st of October. Again, community, it's not open to the community. It's not open to non-race team members on that night. Again, repeat, for those of you just tuned in, we are having an open practice just announced. Chad just told me earlier, open practice on Wednesday night the 28th. So if you're looking to get a little extra practice in for the end of the year, for the upcoming end of the year shows, it is going to be Wednesday night, the 28th of October. Next week, we do have a two-race night event. It's 2 nights of racing for the Delta Dwarf cars. It's Dwarf Car Mania, and they will be joined. Originally, it was scheduled to be the Wingless Sprint cars. I did hear that has been, there's a big event somewhere else, so they won't be here. It's going to be someone else, potentially the Hobby Stocks will be coming in next Saturday as well. But stay tuned for more information. When I get that, I will pass it on to you. And with that, let's start my pit walk for tonight. Let me flip the camera around real quick. A beautiful Saturday here at Antioch Speedway. Again, all the racing action can only be found on AntiochSpeedway.tv. That's right, Antioch Speedway TV is the only place to be for all the racing action tonight. Aiden Ponciano. Is he around? He went that way. Maddie, how are you? You want to talk?
I'm going to go check in, so maybe after.
Okay, we're live on Facebook. You're walking away. Maddie Ma, or excuse me, not Maddie Ma. I was looking at Maddie Motz's car down there. She will not be driving that tonight. Bobby is going to run that. Lloyd Brown's old car. So Ron Brown, we're live on Facebook. How are you, sir?
Good, how you doing?
Doing well. So in case you don't know, Ron you haven't been racing as much this year because you've been
helping everybody.
Helping
the track, yeah, so just keep busy.
But you did get to bring out your A-Mod here.
Okay, a couple times. We're doing some work to it. Just getting too old for this. These kids are phenomenal nowadays, you know.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, no, just helping out on the cars and putting one together for my granddaughter. And
I was going to say, I see this car here, but so the wife's running it tonight, right?
Yeah.
But next year it's going to be run by someone else.
My granddaughter.
Which is?
Jordan Prokrivka. It'll be 65 junior next year.
65 junior? Okay.
Yeah. She's getting her own motor and put it in herself. And
oh, really?
She can do it, yeah.
So we actually talked to her last week. Getting all excited. So
yeah, she is.
Just getting it dialed in?
Yeah, we're just trying the motor out. I bought it for the motor, and then she talked me out of the rest of the car. So, you know, please, Papa. So, yeah.
Couldn't say no to the eyes.
No, you can't say no to your grandkids.
No.
You know what it's all about, just having fun.
Absolutely. All right, well, Ron, thank you for everything you do.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
The 65 car will be out here tonight. They're going in for tonight's win. So Michaela, excuse me, was the one we were trying to catch up with. She was going to check in. Angela Brown is here tonight in the 47. She's looking to take home the win. As she comes back. Ooh. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Michaela, I said the wrong name earlier. I was looking at her car and I said Maddie's name, not Michaela. I'm sorry. Okay, so did I just hear right? You pulled a number one?
Yeah, I did for the first time ever.
Awesome.
Never pulled a one before.
That's going to be fun. That's a good starting spot right there.
Yeah, kind of scared, but I mean,
So you having fun this year running this thing?
yeah. I mean, some nights are better than others, but yeah, it's fun.
So we'll swing around the 71A you see there in the background. That's her vehicle. You know, your family, of course, all the Climbing's cars out here. Do you have to work on your own car because everyone else work on their own cars?
Yeah, I do work on my own car. I do have people help me. It's not just me working on it, but yeah, my stepdad Tommy works on it too. So
that's got to be fun.
yeah, it's a good learning experience.
And then you get to race against your boyfriend.
Yeah.
How is that? Do you get nervous around him?
No,
Are you guys competitive?
Yeah, we actually are. I run into him a lot on the track. Not even on purpose. Like if he's just like there, kind of just
oops.
it. Yeah, just happens.
So what's your plan for next year? Here, I'll move over this way so you get the sun out of your eyes. How's that?
Trying to get top 10 next year.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Stay in the hobbies?
Yeah, I am staying
Keep
in the
going.
hobbies.
Well, good deal. I'm glad you're having fun.
Thank you.
See improvement each and every week. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Kayla Taylor, driver of the 71A. Speaking of the 14, where is that car?
He should be on his way.
Okay, so
He's running a little bit late.
He's running late. Okay, good deal. Have fun. Continue on down the road here. See what we can find, who we can find. I'm heading down ultimately to catch up with a couple people down here that are of some importance for the hobby stocks, at least the one guy, because he is now the 2020 champion. But before we talk to the champion, you know, because he's less important, we're going to talk to Sarah. All right, here we go. We're live on Facebook. Facebook Live. Here we go. Try to get the light. There we go. You know light.
Yes, so, light.
Sarah Pointer from Sarah Pointer Photography. You'll see some of her pictures on around.
Yes.
My Wiley's Race Report. And you're going to start doing pictures for me on Antioch Speedway Announcer.
Yes,
Facebook
definitely.
As well, so you can get pictures from her. How do they do that for starters?
You can either contact me by phone. My phone number is on my Facebook page, or you can send me an email or shoot me a message on Facebook. Probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
So what got you into photography?
I decided to randomly just take a photography class and bought a camera like 6 months after that, and then 6 months after that, my buddy who drives a 92A, Jeff Scotto, he's in the wingless sprint car. He said, "Oh, I know you take pictures. Why don't you come on down to the track?" So last year I was up in the stands taking pictures, and after the first race I was hooked. I had to come back here every single weekend.
I know last week and the week before you figured out a new way of taking pictures after dark.
Yes, without the flash.
That was some of my pit walk for the pre-race show earlier tonight. I'll say thanks to everyone that I got to talk to. There's more there. You can head on over to Antioch Speedway by Promotions on Facebook and see the entire about 24.5-minute long video for the pre-race show. For my part of the pre-race show, Joe Peterson, my broadcast partner, had a pre-race show over on AntiochSpeedway.tv as well. To check that one out as well. Tonight it is time for the Star Spangled Banner. If you, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, take off your hats. If you're a member of the military or a former member of the military, thank you for your service to your country. If you're a first responder, thank you for your service to your community. With that, we're going to bring out our very own Deborah Benson from the DNF crew for tonight's rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at mast gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Deborah Benson from the DNF crew here at Antioch Speedway. Thank you very much, Deborah, with her rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. With that, we've got the heat races in, we got the slow dash, we got the fast dash in. That means it's time to go B-main racing. That's right, we got 2 B-mains for the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks. And they are going 15 laps. Top 3 transfer to the A-main out of each of the B-mains. So, get our final field set here shortly. Thanks for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV on AntiochSpeedway.tv. Make sure you keep an eye on our website at www.antiochspeedway.com. That's AntiochSpeedway.com. Our Facebook pages are Antioch Speedway by Promotions, AntiochSpeedway.tv. Those are both on Facebook. Antioch Speedway Announcer on Facebook, and Antioch Speedway Announcer on YouTube. So keep an eye on all of those for the latest and greatest news, notes, important announcements, and whatnot. Announcements including we have a practice session, open practice coming up, announced by Chad, coming up on October 28th, Wednesday night, about a week and a half away. Come on out for a practice session on October 28th. We do have candy for the kids on Halloween night. Unfortunately, we can't invite everybody to come participate, only the folks that are here to race that particular night. We do ask all the teams coming that night to bring a bag of candy with you, because we are going to have a trailer treat and have the kids roll around, or walk around at one point during the night for trailer treating. Our B-main number 1 getting ready to roll off. We'll give you the starting lineup. Looks like this. On the point out of Oakley, California for B-race. B feature number 1, Michaela Taylor in the 71A. Outside the front row, the 02, Albert Ballinger out of Fairfield, California.
And in your second row, the 74A out of Concord, California, that is Judy Arth. And to her outside in the 47X, Angela Brown out of Antioch, California.
In row number 3 on the inside out of Antioch, California, it's a Squirrel Bretro in the 97 car. And her outside, Jake Betancourt out of Brentwood in the 29 car.
And in your fourth row, out of Merced, California, is the 8 of George Silva, and to his outside, out of Oakley, California, and the 14 is young Logan Fernandez.
And then inside row number 5, our 5th and final row, out of Galt, California, it's the 42F of Les Friend, and to his outside, Lester Beavers in the 14B out of Parts Unknown. Right now, we are 1 car short. Les Friend not out there, 42F. 14 laps or 15? 15 laps, top 3, transfer to the A-main. Kayla Taylor, Albert Ballinger, 2 of our young folks on the front row. Judy Arth, Angela Brown, row number 2. Row 3, the Squirrel Bretron and Jake Betancourt. Row 4, George Silva and Logan Fernandez. At the back of the packet is the 14B of Lester Beavers.
We have 9 cars, only 3 will transfer into our A feature out of this B main event.
Now that's a little different this time. Our B mains up until tonight have been like the top 8.
Yeah.
Go. Tonight's only top 3. That's going to put a lot more pressure on folks.
Yeah, and as we get set, 15 laps, B main number 1 goes green. As Michaela Taylor, she gets right into the side of Ballinger. It just seems like that car did not want to turn. And now she's into the side of Bree Trowan. As Bree Trowan goes into the infield, Michaela Taylor drops all the way to the rear.
Cars, one up on the side.
Big Bencourt, George Silva.
Up on the left side tires.
Wow.
The flag is out. George Silva involved. That car went into turn number 3. They were connected together or pushing together, and that car rolled right up onto the wall, sitting right now on one wheel. Left rear on the ground. The others are up on the wall.
Wow. That is one crazy first lap.
You can see the tire tracks going into turn number 3 and see them climbing the wall starts climbing the wall just to the left of the all-spec sheet metal sign there in turn number 3.
It looks like we went red flag on the racetrack, as I believe the number 8 of George Silva has now just left the racetrack.
That's going to put Michaela Taylor back on the front because it will be a restart.
So we did not get a complete lap in, as the yellow was flown before.
Leaking fuel over there, getting the fire extinguishers ready.
As you can see on your guys' TVs, as the car just hoisted on the side of the wall in turn 3.
Trying to get that car off the wall, but right now they also running out with fire extinguishers because there's fuel leaking out of it. Got the DNF crew working on getting that car up off the wall. So I'm curious if there's any damage on the right side of the Squirrels car. She got together with Michaela Taylor quite hard coming up off turn number 2. Prior to this incident in turn number 3. Looking at Michaela Taylor's car, I see looks to be all 4 tires are up on that car. The Squirrel on the left side at least needs to be up. Michaela Taylor will get the front row back after having that issue down in turns 1 and 2. Got that car off the wall now. See if that 29 car is going to be able to continue.
You see the 8 car of George Silva coming back on the racetrack.
He's actually getting the black flag, and he is done for the night. He's being credited with that incident over there in turn number 3. Jake Bencourt getting that thing fired up. Starting to pull away. Not sure if there's any damage on the right front suspension or tire or wheel or anything, but he's rolling away.
Now looking at the side of the car, it looks like he doesn't have too much damage at all. Possibly maybe a flat tire.
Gonna go get it checked out. Heading to the pits.
Looks like he has a flat left front tire, I believe.
Get the cars lined back up. Fabulous Bob getting the yellow and red flag out for the restart.
Complete restart. And luckily for Michaela Taylor, that's going to throw her back up to the point.
Michaela Taylor, Albert Bellinger on the front row. Row 2, Judy Arth, Angela Brand.
Looks like Bree Troen and Bree Troen and now
Logan Fernandez.
Yes, Logan Fernandez. And then behind them is going to be the 14B of Lester Beavers. So now we are down to 7 cars on the racetrack. Still 3 spot, top 3 needs to transfer into the A feature.
Giving Jake Betancourt a couple laps. All right, we are getting Les Friend. Sounds like he's coming out.
The 29 cars headed down past the restrooms, closer to the office.
All right, as we see Les Friend going to tag the back of the field as he comes onto the racetrack.
No one sees it. Did it make it through? Maybe it got stuck. Maybe it got stuck in the pit exit.
All right, and it looks like
Jake Betancourt is making it back.
Yeah.
Les Friend made it out. Missed the initial start, but because we didn't get a full lap in, he's able to come out, is Les Friend. 1 to go signal. Jake Betancourt on the racetrack in the 29 car. Green flag this time by 15 laps. Top 3 transfer to the A main. Only the top three transfer. Kayla Taylor on the point. Albert Ballinger outside the front row. Judy Arth, Angela Brown, row 2. Row 3 is the Squirrel Bree Troen and Logan Fernandez. Row 4, Les Friend and the Lester Beavers car. And at the back of the pack, Jake Betancourt coming around to the green flag.
As we get set, Michaela Taylor leads them. Green flag's out. This time, Ballinger's going to get a jump over her. As Brown in the 47 here, she comes for the lead, as well as the Squirrel. She comes out of nowhere. Oh, and here comes Les Friend. Oh,
the Squirrel gets hit by
Logan Fernandez. Car. She still holds on to that 3rd place position, but here comes Beavers on the outside.
The Squirrel gets in the back of Ballinger.
Oh, she turns the 0-2 around.
The Squirrel up to 2nd. Here comes Les Friend. He's on the inside of Beavers as Angela Brown's pulling away all by herself on the front stretch down to turn number 1. The Squirrel Bree Troen into 2nd spot. Les Friend 3rd. 4th is Beavers. 5th is Fernandez. Fernandez 6th.
Kayla Taylor slow down the front straightaway. As it looks like possibly she might. No, she's still going to keep it on the racetrack.
7th is the Betancourt car. 8th, Michaela Taylor. 9th is Albert Ballinger. Angela Brown coming up off turn number 2 down the back stretch, but Les Friend looking inside of the Squirrel Breacho and coming up down to turn number 3. 2 slower cars in front of the leader coming up off turn number 4. Angela Brown at the line. Still has the lead. Les Friend to the inside. The Squirrel goes inside.
He hops the front wheel, and they're stuck together, it looks like. The 47 and 42 are stuck together, and they slow.
Yellow flag is out. Les Friend went down into turn number 1. He slid up his right rear, hit the left front of the Squirrel, and they hopped, and they got hooked together. They wheel hopped, and his bumper came down inside of her bumper. You don't see that often with a full-body stock car. Les Friend was on the inside of Michaela Taylor. Bree Trowan was on the high side of Michaela Taylor. Friend's car did not stick. He pushed up the hill, slid up the hill. His right rear got into the left front of the Squirrel, and they hopped and got hooked together.
Yeah, on the contrary, actually, I've seen that happen quite a few times when hobby stocks get stuck together.
Yeah, I've seen them get stuck, just not quite like that, the wheel hop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they have rules. They're going to have the ends of the bumpers so they're not supposed to be able to get stuck, but yeah, that doesn't always work. But both those cars were in transfer positions. Yes. See how what the call is on this. But Angela Brown, let's talk about her for a minute in that 47 car. That car is fast here tonight.
Yeah, started in a 4th place position for this B main, now leading it. 4 laps in, 11 to go.
The driver that hurt the most on having the restart was Judy Arth. Before the yellow flag came out, the red flag came out on the initial start. She was actually in the lead after all that. This time on the start, she ended up getting back, lost about 5 positions. Though she is back up to the 4th spot now.
Yeah.
So the 47, X of Angela Brown. Is our leader. Michaela Taylor 2nd, Logan Fernandez 3rd, 4th, Judy Arth 5th, Jake Betancourt, and 6th, Albert Ballinger. 7th is the Lester Beavers car. Got Les Friend up in the air right now, trying to get Breitron and him separated. Working on getting the Beavers car, Lester Beavers, up in front of Jake Betancourt. I don't know if Lester's hanging back on purpose and not wanting to go up there, but trying to get him to move up 2 spots. B feature number 1. Underway, B feature coming up, number 2 coming up with Philip Aretta on the pole for that. Gene Haney outside the front row. Top 3 transfer, 15 laps for the B mains. There, we're getting him up there. There's the Lester Beavers car. Up to the 2nd. Looks like we got Les Friend and the Squirrel Bree Trowan separated. That's kind of symbolic of what the year's been for Trowan. She is, if it hasn't been for bad luck, she'd have no luck at all this year, even though she was able to hold on and finish 2nd in the points.
Yeah, just like she said, some unfortunate circumstances, but she's going to move forward in the Sport Mod division, so let's see what that has for her. And it looks like she's going to tail the end of the field. Yes.
And I did talk to her at the pre-race show today, and the dad said, absolutely, we are done tonight. We're not racing this car again this year. Getting the cars set, lineup set. We'll get back to green flag racing here momentarily. All right, here we go. Getting them lined up. Going to give them the double up sign at the starter stand. Angela Brown on the point. Michaela Taylor takes the low side. Puts Judy Arth on the high side, or excuse me, takes the high side, puts Judy Arth on the low side. Oh, nope. Logan Fernandez down on the low side. So row number 2, boyfriend, girlfriend. And in my conversation with Michaela Taylor on the pre-race show earlier, she said she tends to run into Logan on a regular basis when they're on the racetrack racing side by side. Not sure why they're trying to go 3 wide at the moment.
They're going to start 3 wide? Texas restart 71. Texas restart. To get it right or go to the back.
Looks like she may have decided she wanted the low side. Angela Brown on the point. 1 to go signal at the starter stand. Michaela Taylor changes her mind, goes to the low side, puts Logan Fernandez on the high side. Row 3 is Judy Arth and the 14B of Lester Beavers. Row 4, Jake Betancourt and Albert Bollinger. And row 5, yes, having these two next to each other is going to work well. Les Friend and the Squirrel Bree Troen.
Yeah, let's see about that.
I just couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
All right, as we get set, take them around. Angela Brown, she's going to see the green flag. Green flag is out. Logan Fernandez gets the jump on Michaela. Oh! They're stacking up the 29 of Jake Bencourt and Judy Arth.
What happened? Michaela Taylor did not get up to speed. Judy
that
Arth
car
had
just did
nowhere
not
to go.
function, no.
And it stacked them all up. Les Friend got involved in that. Jake Betancourt, not sure what happened with the 71, but she did not get up and go when the green flag came out. Meanwhile, up front, Angela Brown, Logan Fernandez, your top 2, but the battle is for 3rd.
Here comes
between
Les Friend
and the Lester Beavers. Friend has it. He is now up to the third and final transfer spot.
As well as look at the Squirrel Bree Troen as she gets by Beavers in the 14. As she is now in that 4th place position.
Something is wrong with that 71 car. She is going extremely slow.
Yeah, as Les Friend gets by Logan Fernandez. Now he sets his sights on Angela Brown for the lead.
Here comes the Squirrel Bree Troen. She sets her sights on Logan Fernandez. She wants that 3rd and final transfer spot. Coming down the front straightaway into turn number 1. That battle for 3rd and final transfer spot. Nose to tail, but up front, battle for the lead into turn number 3. Les Friend on the low side. Angela Brown on the high side. Side by side, up off turn number 4. Give it to Les Friend, new leader at the line. Les Friend, Angela Brown. The battle for 3rd now. At the line, the Squirrel grabs it away from Logan Fernandez. New transfer spot for the Squirrel.
Oh!
Logan Fernandez
the 14 gets it to the back of the 97. Wow!
She pushed the 90s. Logan Fernandez just spun out the Squirrel Bree Troen in the middle of 1 and 2.
Wow.
The Squirrel getting taken out in turn number 2 by young Logan Fernandez. Oh. Logan Fernandez is going to get the black flag.
Red one. The red one.
Logan Fernandez is going to get the black flag for spinning out the squirrel. Bree Troen on that one.
All right,
Squirrel
now
back
she's
up and
back
running.
rolling. And, Oh. Maybe they're talking. Maybe
they're exchanging cookie recipes.
And it looks like we're going to give the black flag to the Logan Fernandez.
So now the squirrel's going to have to pick up 3 spots to get back into a transfer spot.
I believe she did have the
She
final
was in
transfer
the third
spot.
final transfer spot.
And it looks like possibly she
wants to question why she's being put to the rear. Because she was spun out. Les Friend on the point. Angela Brown second. Third is Lester Beavers. Fourth is Albert Ballinger. Fifth, Judy Arndt. Sixth will be the squirrel, Bree Troen. One to go next time by.
Man, these B features are getting interesting. And this is just the first one.
This is only the first one. Top 3 transfer.
Still 7 laps to go.
We're just past halfway.
Yeah, barely past halfway.
Les Friend, late
From
to showing up.
Yeah.
Gets involved in a wreck in turn number 2. He's
Went
now
to the
leading.
rear.
The squirrel's been wrecked twice. Yeah, it's just been a nutty night.
And we still have a 40-lap feature.
We still have a 40-lap main
for
event.
$1,000
We still
to
have
go.
another B main.
Oh, Lord. This is going to get good tonight. All right, as we get set, lights are out. 7 laps remaining. Les Friend on the point. As they're going to see the green flag's going to drop. Les Friend jumps out to the early lead. Oh, as this
Beavers
time is
closes
Lester
the
Beavers.
door.
Yeah, closes the door on Angela Brown. Oh, she gives him a little nudge and...
Judy Arndt, Angela Brown get together going down the back straightaway. That opens up the door. The squirrel, Bree Troen, to the outside of Judy Arndt.
As she wants to march her way up to the front.
She's up to the 4th spot. She's got to make up one more spot to get back into that final transfer position. Does the squirrel, but she's going to have to get around Angela Brown or Lester Beavers. They come up off turn number 2 because Les Friend has checked out. 5 to go this time by for Les Friend coming up off turn number 4.
Angela Brown, she gets up high. Here comes the squirrel. In the inside, our new 3rd place position.
She's trying for second now as she's underneath the Lester Beavers car.
Lester Beavers' name. She's going to get him down the back straightaway. Yes, she does. Going into turn 3. As she moves into that 2nd place position, man, she's on a charge.
I think the squirrel's driving angry right now.
She's steaming under that helmet, yes.
The squirrel, angry, coming up off turn number 2. She's checking out that battle for the 3rd and final transfer spot. Up off turn number 2. Lester Beavers has it. Angela Brown wants it. She dives into turn number 3. He's in her line. He gets slideways off turn number 4. Angela Brown not close enough to make a move. That battle goes down to turn number 1.
As now we have the 42 of Les Friend in a different zip code. And there's a battle for the final transfer position between Lester Beavers and Angela Brown in the 47X. As Judy Arts tries to get in on the mix as well. As the 42 is going to be seeing the white flag as he comes out of 4.
His exhaust is glowing red under the hood. That 42 car, but he takes the white flag. The squirrel, Bree Troen, crosses the line in 2nd with the white flag. Angela Brown still has that 3rd and final transfer spot. She's got to hold on one more lap.
Glowing under that hood.
Yeah, the headers are exhaust glowing big time under that hood of the 42
checker
car.
Flag waves for Les Friend as he takes B main number 1. And 2nd is going to be the 97 of the squirrel, Bree Troen. 3rd and final transfer position in the 47X is going to be Angela Brown. That top 3 is going to make it into the A feature with Judy Arth and Lester Beavers rounding out your top 5.
Let's send it downstairs. Chris Bennett down there with the magic microphone. Hey, watch out. Those headers are glowing red, or not headers, the exhausts are glowing red down there, Bennett. Chris Bennett, take it away.
We're down here with B-Main winner number 1, Les Friend. Les, I got a picture, dude. That's hot.
Very hot. I'll tell you what, I owe my hats off, man. We came out here and we've had nothing but problems from the get-go, man. Come out for the heat race, it won't start. Come out for the heat race and I lost fuel. I couldn't figure out what it was. We changed the fuel pump. We changed the ignition. We changed the carburetor. We found the pickup in the tank was jacked up. So thanks to Gardner's, Billy and Mark, man, they worked their butts off. My son Nick, my daughters, my buddy Merv. I mean, like I said, we just come out here and just give it a run, you know.
Get this thing in and get it ready for the main.
Yes, I need a push, please.
All right, as we start our B main.
I think everyone wants to hear from this one. From the front to the back. From the front to the back again. How much work? Do you have anything left for the A?
Oh, yeah. I drive so much better when I'm pissed off.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Bennett.
Starting lineup for B-Main number 2, Philip Beretta on the point in the 03 out of Vacaville. Gene Haney outside the front row out of Oakley in the 45.
And our second row is the 44G of James Gracely, and to his outside is the 3 of Joelle Crandall.
Row 3, Bobby Motts in the 13, and the 46 of Colton Haney out of Brentwood.
And in your fourth row, in the 16 is Adam Rocky Kajala, and to his outside is Michael Mates.
At the back of the pack, Charlie Bryant in the 11A out of Oakley. Now we'll give you the real starting lineup as a number of them are not out there. So Philip Beretta is there. Gene Haney, row 1, they're all there. Row 2, James Gracely's there, and Joelle Crandall are there. Row 3, we got Bobby Motts is there. Colton Haney did not make it out. 16, Adam Kajala, Rocky's there, but the 5 and the 11A did not make it out. So 6 cars, 3 of them are going to the main, and 3 are not.
And green flag is out for B feature number 2. And it looks like jumping out to the early lead is going to be the 03 of Philip Beretta. Gene Haney still holding on to that.
Something's wrong with Beretta. He slows.
No. It's going to be a restart.
Restart flag shown. Somebody jumped the gun on that. Lights out, going green flag racing next time by. B-Main number 2 for the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks. I want to say thanks to Jay Bryant for sponsoring the Hobby Stock division here this year and tonight, putting up extra money for both a fast dash and a slow dash as well. Coming around to the green flag, Philip Beretta has control of the field. Gene Haney on the outside in the front row. Coming up to the orange cone, down on the inside in turn number 4. Green flag in the air. We're going racing in B-Main number 2. 15 laps, top 3 go to the main event.
Green flag is back out once again. The 03 of Philip Beretta jumps out in front of Gene Haney.
Into the wall. James Gracely again into the wall.
Yes. Bobby Motts moves into that third place position. And now he moves into that second place position. He's in the inside of Gene Haney as Philip Beretta is trying to run away from the field. 1 lap in the books.
Bobby Motts, normally an IMCA modified driver here at Antioch Speedway, running his daughter's hobby stock here for this $1,000 to win event here tonight at Antioch Speedway. Philip Beretta driving a car that's won multiple hobby stock championships with his dad at the Flying Hawaiian Chemo Arena here at Antioch Speedway. He's up on the point. Bobby Motts second. Gene Haney, the third and final transfer spot. James Gracely somehow
still
able to
holding
bounce
on.
it off the wall and stay there in the 4th spot. Adam Kajala, Rocky in the 5th spot, and Joelle Crandall back in 6th.
Oh, but the 44 throw it in deep, and here comes Rocky looking into the inside. Oh, as he makes the pass for the 4th place position now on the 44 of Gracely. Still, it is Oretta, Motts, and Haney, 1, 2, 3, and that transfer positions.
Philip Aretta coming up off turn number 2. He's got about a car length over Bobby Motts. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 they go. Philip Aretta running about 2 car widths high up off the bottom of the racetrack and the entrance of the turn. Coming up off 4 at the line. He's got about a car length above out in front of Bobby Motts. Motts looking down underneath for Beretta. Joelle Crandall right in front of this battle for the lead down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
As they're going to come up on her and they're going to, no, Aretta slides up the racetrack, but Crandall, she spins, into Kajala, right into the front of Kajala. And then we're going to stay green, but Motts is now on the tail feather of the 03 of Aretta.
That last time by when he pushed up, Aretta went in. He had to go enter the turn low, and that car is not set up to enter on the low side. And so it pushed up the hill, and that allowed all that action to happen back there. But right now, Bobby Motts on the rear bumper of Aretta going down into turn number 1. And coming up off turn number 2. 8 laps remain in this 15-lap B-main event, number 2.
Right now, the 13 of Motts still just stalking the rear end of the 03, looking to possibly have a mistake out of the 03 or seeing where he can make the pass.
Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Philip Aretta keeping a very consistent line on that end, but he pushed up a little bit in the middle of 3 and 4. Bobby Motts took a look on the inside, but that low side not paying off for the 13 car. Coming up on that slower car of Joelle Crandall once again. About the same spot as last time. Down into turn number 3 they go. Joelle stays high. Philip has to go down, and just like last time, that car does not like the entrance of the turn on the low side.
Yeah, it slides up the racetrack every time it has to do that.
That last lap of 1933 on the
Here
stopwatch. Battle for the lead. Motts on the inside. Aretta on the high side. This time, Aretta pulls back out down the back straightaway.
Motts still not able to get around. Nevertheless, they're all 3 locked into the transfer position. But here comes Kajala now on the back of Gene Haney.
That third and final transfer spot now up for grabs as Gene Haney has it. Rocky Kajala wants it. Kajala had a problem coming up off turn number 2. He lost 2 car lengths that time. James Gracely almost into the fence in turn number 2. But
now Motts tries a high side. Still denied as Aretta still holds onto the point. Almost gets into the quarter panel of the 03.
Aretta coming up off the turns, keeping it a little low, not letting Bobby Motts get a good run off the turn.
Yeah, he's diamonding his lane and blocking the 13. 2 to go. They're going to see the white flag next time by. Like I said, they don't have to do anything.
They don't want to take each other out. They're in transfer spots.
They're in transfer positions. As the 03 is going to see the white flag.
Gene Haney still in that third and final transfer spot. Rocky Kajala is still taking a look, but not able to make a move. White flag one more time.
Now he moves up to the high side. Kajala, no, he's still denied by Gene Haney. They're down the back straightaway. They possibly might come up on lap traffic one more time.
One more time, Joelle Crandall right in front of him. Not going to be able to do it as Bobby Motts. Give it to Philip Aretta.
Philip Aretta, Bobby Motts, and Gene Haney are going to transfer into our feature tonight. With Adam Kajala and James Gracely rounding out your top 5.
Yes. Philip Aretta heading to the infield. Congratulations. Once again, I think it's his 3rd B-main of the year. So our final 3 transfer spots, Philip Aretta, Gene Haney, and Bobby Motts, all making the big show. Chris Bennett, take it away.
You already made money in the slow dash. You transferred out of the B, and now you're in the A. Time to do some work.
Yes, sir. All I got to do is turn left, put my foot to the floor.
Is that what Daddy taught you?
Yeah. That's all it taught me.
Attaboy. Good luck the rest of the night, and good luck in the A.
Thank you.
Main event time for the Super Stocks Tri-State Pro Stocks on the point. It is Jimmy Robbins in the 01 car out of Concord, California. Oh, we got some hot lapping first.
the Buddy Nist machine and the 164 of Frank Furtado.
Frank Furtado running a hobby stock 2 years ago, I think it was, and he moved up to the A-Mons last year. Third modifieds. If you don't have it yet, head on over and get yourself the app My Race Pass. It is free for your phone. Get lineups, results, schedule, all on My Race Pass. Look up Antioch Speedway. When we get to transponders installed and all that system, we'll have live timing and scoring as well on the My Race Pass. A very handy app to have. You can see it on your computer as well. Just go over to myracepass.com. Frank Furtado almost into the fence off turn number 4.
Also for these guys, or for all divisions, we do have a practice coming up. I believe it is next Wednesday.
2 Wednesdays.
2 Wednesdays,
28th.
yeah. The 2 Wednesdays, so you can also, if you have a car, come out and practice. I believe it's from, 5 p.m. to 9?
Typically 5 to 8.
Or 5 to 8, yeah.
8-ish.
Yeah.
Usually towards the end of the night, or maybe it's 9. Is it 9? Somewhere between 8 and 9. It kind of depends. At some point in the night, people stop coming up. They run all they want to run. But keep an eye on the website. We'll let you know. I'll tell you on Wiley's Race Report as well when I get all the information. That's going to do it for the hot lap sessions for the IMCA Modifieds, getting ready for races coming up here in the next couple of weeks. With that, it's time to go main event racing for the Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stocks. It's a 15-lap main event tonight. On the point out of Concord, California, it's the 01 of Jimmy Bobby. Jimmy Robbins is on the point outside the front row. It is Sacramento's Jay Bryant, the 92 with Jay's Mobile Welding, Del Carlo Racing Products, Chad Hammer Racing Engines, and Motion Media Wrap sponsorship on that car.
And in your second row, we have the 94 of Chad Hammer out of Antioch, California, and the Jay's Mobile Welding, BRG Racing, and Dyno Chad Hammer's Race Engines, DeCarlo Racing Parts. And to his outside is the 77 of Chris Long out of Antioch, California, and the J. Keith's Trucking Hot Shot Motorsports Photography, Chad Hammer Racing Engines, Delta Transmission.
And he won the heat race earlier. And our third and final row, the 48 of John Evans out of Alamo, California, and the 65 to the outside, that's Danica Gerritsen out of Lovelock, Nevada. She gets the Long Toe Award for tonight. Mom and Dad, Grandpa John, and Grandma Patty sponsorship on the 65 car. If you see that car on the TV, you're going to say, hey, that looks like lovely Lori Brown's car. Well, because it used to be.
Yes, yeah.
Lori sold it, Lori and Ron sold it to this young lady last year. And she has kept the wrap. It is just the way it was. And she tows down from Lovelock, Nevada to race here at Antioch Speedway every once in a while. Dribbling the Super Stocks out of the pits. All right, who's your pick? You want to pick first? Or you want me to pick first? Because
I've been picking first, and I've been skipping you and allowing you to pick first.
All right, I'm going to go
I'll
first.
let you pick first.
I'm going to say, man, you want to know what? I can't. Right now, the way Chris Long was looking in that heat race, I can't go against Chris Long. I'm going to say the 77, Chris Long.
Okay. I'm going to have to go with the 92, Jay Bryant. And he's starting up front. So
that's not a bad one to pick either.
Yeah.
All right, next year we're going to have a little tally sheet, and we're going to have to keep track of this. Have a season-long point and stuff. All right, get the fans involved through Facebook somehow, too. We'll have a little fantasy or something.
So we have 6 cars on our spreadsheet, but we only have 4 cars on the track.
Here comes number 5.
or the 01.
Jimmy Bobby coming out. 65 is en route to staging.
Danica Garrettson waiting on her.
15 laps main event for the Super Stocks here tonight. They're coming back in a couple weeks on Halloween night for a big show. It'll be a Tri-State Pro Stocks sanctioned show. We'll typically have like 25 to 30 cars on those.
Yeah, I believe
when
last
the
time
traveling
when
series comes around.
28 was here last night. Yeah.
So hit and miss. So it's good. Keep it on website, folks, as we progress into the off season with news and notes for next year. The schedule will come out at some point, of course, and what's happening. And we'll start having practice sessions typically in February. With racing typically in the past has started mid-March.
Fabulous Bob's going to give him the 1 to go signal as you see Danica Garrettson coming onto the track as she's going to tail the field in her starting position.
Lights out. We're going green flag racing. Next time by, Jimmy Bobby in that 01 has control of the field. Jimmy Robbins out of Concord, California. So I've got the Chris
77.
Long car. You got the Jay Bryant car.
All right, as we get set, green flags out. Jay Bryant's going to jump out to the early lead. And right behind him is going to be the 01 of Jimmy Roberts as number 77 of
77 gets underneath Jimmy Bobby. Jimmy Robbins in that 01 car gets around him. Chris Long up to second, but Jimmy Bobby crosses back over, tries to get around there. He's pushed up the hill. Here comes Chad Hammer through the infield corner, trying to get that third spot away from Jimmy Robbins, with nothing doing. Up front, it is Jay Bryant at the line.
Chris Long kind of pushes up the racetrack so slightly on coming out of turn 4. Holding on still to the lead is Jay Bryant. Chad Hammer sitting back there in third place position.
Got around the Jimmy Bobby car. That lap of 16:39 on the stopwatch, 82.367 miles an hour. Now Chris Long starting to reel in Jay Bryant. Cut a couple car lengths off that last time by. I'll get a split this time.
As they're running in that cushion up top. That thick layer of a racetrack up there.
About 1.89 seconds that time by between first and second. Down into turn number 3, but you can see that gap is starting to close. But here comes also Chad Hammer. He's getting closer. 1.5 seconds that time. Cut about 4/10 of a second off on that lap. Chad Hammer in a 94 car. Keeping up. Trying to get up there to make this a three-way battle.
Now it looks like he is 3 car lengths away from the 92 of Jay Bryant. Both running the same line, so it's going to be pretty interesting if or when he does catch him.
John Evans trying to get around Jimmy Bobby that time.
Oh, see, somebody also just went through the infield once again.
Chad Hammer went through turn number 2, the infield.
Jay Bryant's going to be coming up on slower traffic. The 65 of Danica Garrettson. See how that's going to shake up the lead for him.
1.6 seconds. He hasn't made up any ground here in the last couple laps. This is going to help him, though. Jay Bryant. Oh, Chris Long had trouble in turn number 2 just when Jay Bryant was having trouble getting around the 65 car. He almost got into the wall on the exit of turn number 2.
Jay Bryant sweeps to the inside, and he's going to get by the 65, the lap traffic. And the 77 is back on the throttle, trying to gain his momentum back on the 92 of Bryant. As Jay Bryant now in the inside of John Evans. As he gets by him. And now he has 2 lap cars in between him and Chris Long.
You know, when I was thinking about who I was going to pick, I was deciding between Chris Long and Jay Bryant. I may have gone with the wrong one. We'll see. As Jay Bryant crosses the line, 4 laps remain.
4 laps left for Jay Bryant. And like I said earlier, with redemption from the win possibly being taken away from him last week, could possibly seal up the win this week. Now as Chris Long gets by the 2 lap cars, and now he has 3 laps to get to catch up to the 92 of Jay Bryant, as Jay Bryant now gets around the 01 of Jimmy Bobby. That could possibly have sealed it up for him.
2 laps remain.
2 laps remain for the 92.
Fire coming out from underneath the Chris Long car.
Yeah. Something possibly wrong with the... and yeah, he slows.
77.
He slows.
Yellow flags are going to come out.
Instantly looks like something in the rear end possibly locked up on that car.
I'll tell you what, if I keep calling people and they keep braking,
hey,
I'm going to get in trouble.
Your words, not mine.
Oh, man. Sorry, Chris. Chris Long, that's the thing coming up off turn number 4. We're shooting sparks out from underneath that right rear, and it just continued on down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Finally, halfway through turns 1 and 2, he turned it to the right and get out of the racing groove.
So that's
not sure what broke, but something broke back there.
Yeah, but it seems like he's still able to roll, still able to get that car fired. So not sure what happened, but the car just literally went straight into turn 2 as well.
Chad Chadwick up in turn 2, taking a look, see if it dropped anything. Sparks still coming out from that right rear on that 77 car. He's going to pull it back into the pits.
Looks like possibly his night's going to be, or his feature is going to be done. Still with 2 laps to go, as we're going to try to hurry up and get him lined up, as we do have a 40-lap feature to get ready for.
That's going to be fun. Survival of the fittest.
Hey, I said earlier, no points on the line. It's just all money and all bragging rights, and we've seen that with the BMA number 1. Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing what this 40-lap feature is going to be like.
Chad Hammer taking the low sign. Texas-style restart. Jay Bryant on the point. They are cousins. Went out and
yeah, it's a 65. Yeah, she
she
pulls off the racetrack. So now we're down to 4 cars.
Chad Hammer was adjusting the valves on Jay Bryant's car earlier tonight. I was out talking to him. Going green flag next time by.
As we have lights out going green with 2 laps to go. Should be, I believe, a green-white checkered finish.
See what happens here.
Can Jay Bryant hold on for 2 laps and get the feature win tonight? Green flag is out as he gets the jump on the 01 and the 94 of Chad Hammer.
Hammer gets around Jimmy Bobby, but Jimmy looks to the inside, coming up off turn number 2, but Chad Hammer gets back out in front. Coming up off turn number 4, white flag in the air. One more time around, Jay Bryant, Chad Hammer, Jimmy Robbins, and John Evans, your running order.
Jay Bryant, half a track until he gets that feature win tonight. As he comes out of 3, in the 4, checker flags out. Jay Bryant pumping the fist, your winner for the Pro Stock main event. Chad Hammer second, 01 of Jimmy Bobby third, and the 48 of John Evans in the 4th place position. Jay Bryant was pumped. He's stoked right now. Getting redemption from last week. Able to take the feature tonight. Congrats to the number 92, Jay Bryant.
1 race to go, but first let's send it down to victory lane. Chris Bennett down there with the magic microphone. Jay Bryant comes into victory lane. Chadwick with the, I love that, we don't give out trophies or plaques most of the time. We give out these miniature race car doors with their cool wrap on them. There he is, Jay Bryant.
On top of the hood, man, he is stoked.
I don't know, he might be a little happy. Chris Bennett, take it away.
We got a happy camper down here. Jay Bryant, You had a little bit of bad luck the last time you brought it out. Is this redemption?
Oh, big time, man. I mean, I thought last week I had it for sure, and like tonight, my family and I were talking. I'm like, it's almost destiny. My wristband is black, like my car, and the last 2 numbers of my wristband tonight were 92. So I told him, man, tonight's the night, you know. And I can't thank Chad Hammer enough. You know, he built this bullet, and it is super strong, and the car can go anywhere. You know, Nick DiCarlo with DiCarlo Racing Products, you know, he's been great to me. Helped me out a lot, builds bodies, and gives me a hand all the time on advice and setup. So it's been a long time coming, getting this win. I mean, I can't even think right now, you know.
This is a bad, fast, hot rod, Jay. You had a lot of people behind you that have helped you out. Where are you taking this thing? What are your plans for the rest of the year?
I'm going to come back on the 31st and spank everybody. That's my plan.
My man, I love it. Jay Bryant, congratulations, sir. Good job tonight.
Right?
Congratulations to Jay Bryant, who is a big-time sponsor for this next race, the Hobby Stocks. He sponsored the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks all season long, put up extra cash on a number of different nights, including tonight for the Fast Dash and the Slow Dash. And with that, we got our A-main left, 40 laps. And here's our starting lineup. On the front row, out of Rio Vista, California, it's the 78 car of Jason Robles, putting him up front. Look out, folks. That's going to be a hard car to beat. Outside the front row out of Bakersfield, California, Nicholas Johnson. It's the 1N.
And in your second row in the 18T, our 2020 track champion in the Hobby Stocks out of Pittsburgh, California, it is James Thompson. And to his outside out of Chowchilla, California, and the 82C, that is Logan Clay.
Row 3 on the inside, the 22D of Travis Dutra, and his outside, he's out of Martinez. He was outside the 24M. That's Larry McKenzie Jr. out of Discovery Bay.
And in our fourth row in the 26S out of Bakersfield, California, that is Steven Johnson. And to his outside out of Antioch, California, in the 20, that is Dan Gonderman.
In the fifth row on the inside, it's the 65 Roses. Actually, it's not the 65 Roses. It will be the 65 Junior car next year of lovely Lori Brown when her granddaughter takes it over out of Antioch, California, to her outside the 47. That's Gavin Griffiths out of Brentwood, California.
And in your sixth row on the inside, the 21D out of Turlock, California, that's going to be Damasi Scoggins. And to his outside is going to be the 44 out of Brentwood, California. That's going to be John Haney.
In your seventh row, the 44A, that's Chowchilla's Austin Van Hoff. And to his outside, the Oakley driver of the 225 of Aiden Ponciano.
And in your eighth row, the number 4 out of Newman, California, that is going to be DJ Kilson. And to his outside is going to be the 42F out of Galt, California. That's going to be Les Friend.
Hopefully got that car cooled off, and the inside of that row is that 57 Chevy, which is cool. The ninth row, Philip Beretta out of Vacaville, California in the 03. His outside, it is the Squirrel Breach Rowan out of Antioch, California in the 97.
And in our 10th row, in the 13 out of San Pablo, California, it is going to be Bobby Motts in the 13. And to his outside, and the 47X out of Antioch, California, that's going to be Angela Brown.
And our 21st and final starter out of Oakley, California, the 45 car, that's Gene Haney. All right, you get to pick first.
Man, 40 laps. Anything
40
can
laps.
happen. I'm going to have to take... Woo! This one's a hard one. I'm going to have to take Nicholas Johnson.
You're taking Nicholas Johnson, then that means I am going to take, man, there's two guys I'm looking at. But I think right now he's won everything so far tonight. I can't bet against him. He's won the last 3 races out. That Rio Vista driver, Jason Robles, the 78 car, starting on the point.
It looks like they were getting a little dicey a little bit between the 1N and 78 earlier, as they were kind of rubbing fenders a little bit. 21 cars, 40 laps, $1,000 on the line.
Now DJ Keltson falling to the back of the field. He was scheduled to start in the 15th starting spot. Right now he's keeping that 57 Chevy at the back.
As we see cars trying to move into their correct starting positions.
40 laps for Maine, or 40 laps for this main event. Give him the one to go. Jason Robles on the point. Nicholas Johnson. Nicholas Johnson not happy with Jason on the start of the fast dash. Now he's on the outside. What's he going to do? He was not happy that Jason pinched him down on that initial start. Is he going to do the same?
We shall see.
Magic green flag in the air. Lights out. We're going green flag racing. Next time, Bob.
Oh, and they slow up down the back straightaway.
Jason Robles in the 78. Nicholas Johnson in the 1N. On the front row, coming around. Green flag in the air. We're racing for 40 laps here at Antioch Speedway.
Oh, and then Logan Clay gets in the back of Jason Robles off the front straightaway.
3 wide off turn number 2. Jason Robles, Logan Clay, and James Thompson.
As they all make it through turns 1 and 2. Nick and restart.
Fabulous Bob saying, not liking that start. Nicholas Johnson getting called. So we're going to have to do it again. 21 cars once again. Got Pierre Debris over in turn number 3. Somebody's burning brakes already.
Oh, yeah, you can smell it.
A little early. They got 40 laps. They're burning brakes on the lap 0. 1 to go signal. Let's starter stand. We're going to get this thing going again. 40 laps. $1,000 to win. Who's a sleeper in this? I think Travis Dutra is going to be hard to beat. James Thompson, he seems to have speed. He would be a sleeper.
Can't forget about the 21D. Last time he was here, he won the race.
Zamasi. Logan Clay. I mean,
yeah.
just based on that start, he was fast right there. A number of sleepers in this race.
Austin Van Hoff. All right, we're going to try it again. Green flag is out. Once again, Johnson. Oh!
Jason Robles pushes up. He wants that outside line. James Thompson gets
through the
together with
infield.
Travis Dutra. He goes to the infield.
Austin Van Hoff gets into the back of the 21D as well.
Tomasi Scoggins through the infield. Coming up off turn number 4. Nicholas Johnson.
1 lap in, 39 to go.
I'll have to tell you, if you hadn't picked Nicholas Johnson and you had picked Jason, I was going to pick Nicholas. So further back in the pack, we're trying to work through turns 1 and 2. As we look up front, up off turn number 4, Nicholas Johnson at the line. He's got 2 car lengths over Jason Robles. The third place is James Thompson, our 2020 second.
As Logan Clay gets into the side of James
Thompson.
And now he's going to lose positions to Travis Dutra.
4 wide down the backstretch.
Wow, this is getting crazy early.
A lot of damage on the front end.
Here comes Dan Garnerman.
The 26 car of Steven Johnson.
Still up front. Nicholas Johnson holds on for the lead over Jason Robles.
3 car lengths back now. James Thompson all by himself. Travis Dutra in the 4th spot. Logan Clay 5th, 6th. Dan Garnerman 7th. Larry McKenzie 8th. Steven Johnson 9th. Laurie Brown.
Larry McKenzie has some smoke coming out.
John Haney 10th, 11th. Gavin Griffiths 12th. Tomasi Scoggins 13th. Aiden Ponchiano swapped those now. Austin Van Hoff 14th, 15th.
Yellow. We have a yellow flag. We have the 4 of DJ Kelson sitting backwards near the exit
15th.
of turn 1.
Squirrel Bree Trowan 16th. Aretta 17th. Motts 18th. Angela Brown. Four one round as Les Friend was trying to exit. Austin Van Hoff, a lot of damage on the right side there. Working to get that 4 car rolled away.
So we did get 5 laps in the book. Still 35 laps to go. A long way for these drivers, for these hobby stocks. Already seen a few cars smoking, a few cars pulling off the racetrack. You see the 45 already in the infield.
Oh, right front corner panel missing from the 4 car.
Yeah.
That 57 Chevy. Nicholas Johnson on the point. Second is Jason Robles. Third, James Thompson. Fourth, Travis Ducher. Fifth, Logan Clay. Sixth, Dan Gonerman. Seventh, Larry McKenzie. Eighth is Sean Johnson. Ninth, Lori Brown. 10th, John Haney. 11th, Gavin Griffiths. 12th, Aiden Ponciano. 13th, Demasi Scoggins. 14th, Austin Van Hoffs. 15th, Angela Brown. 16th is Bree Trowan. 17th, Philip Arena. 18th is the 4 car of DJ Kilson. Swap, put Bree and Philip in front of Angela Brown. Lineup set. Give him the 1 to go signal. Looks like James Thompson wants to take Jason Robles takes the high side, puts James Thompson down on the low side in our Texas-style restart. Patience. Not sure how much there is on this one, Joe.
$1,000 hobby stock race, 40 laps. You can't talk about patience for this one. All right, Fabulous Bob has a green flag, getting ready for them. His lights are out. Once again, Nicholas Johnson leads them to the point. He's going to get the green flag. He gets on it. As now, James Thompson, 3 wide, James Thompson, Travis Dutra, and Jason Robles, but Jason Robles is going to take that second place position. Here comes Logan Clay, young Logan Clay, moving up to the 4th place position now. Oh, Nicholas Johnson smokes! Oh, and he slows! He slows! He's going to lose the lead possibly.
Nicholas Johnson blowing up down into turn number 3.
Wow!
This time it's your jinx. Jason Robles stays on the point. Logan Clay, James Thompson get together going down turn number 4. They keep racing. We got a fire under the hood of the 1N.
Red flag.
Red flag is out.
Demasi Scoggins as well. It looks like his car started smoking as he came out of turn 2. As he looks like he shoots to the infield as well, possibly.
Nicholas Johnson walking away from his race car.
Oh, and he is steaming.
Fire underneath the hood of the 1N. Bringing out our red flag. Yellow light coming back on. Puts Jason Robles on the point now. Logan Clay's got damage on the right side. Got a bar hanging out of that right side.
Second place 82 car's got a bar hanging out on the lower rocker panel. You could pop a tire if you hit somebody, potentially. Right side of the car.
Getting the lineup set. Got to get push truck for DJ Kilson in that number 4 car. James Thompson wanting the high side. Looking at the damage. Somehow we got our front front few cars mixed up. Got to get Jason Robles up front. Logan Clay has second. James Thompson in the third spot. Travis Dutra fourth. Fifth is going to be Dan Gonerman. Dan brought out a new race car last week. A new wingless sprint car for himself.
All right, looks like we have 7 laps in the book. Still 33 laps to go.
Have too many yellows. People are going to start running out of gas.
Enduro.
All right, here they come. Get the one to go signal. Yes, one to go signal. Jason Robles with control of the field. Logan Clay takes high side, puts James Thompson down on the low side. Row 2. Row 3 is Travis Dutra inside, Dan Gonerman outside. Row 4, Larry McKenzie inside, Sean Johnson outside. Row 5 is Lori Brown and John Haney. Row 6, Tomasi Scoggins, Aiden Ponciano. Row 7, Gavin Griffiths and the Squirrel, Bree Trowan. Row 8, Philip Aretta and Austin Van Hoff. Row 9, Angela Brown and DJ Kilson. Green flag in the air.
Flag's in the air. Once again, Robles out to the lead now with Logan Clay, James Thompson. Here comes Gonerman on the outside of Thompson. As Jason Robles is going to lead his first lap. It looks like he kind of scraped the front stretch wall a little bit. As now Steven Johnson gets into that 4th place position, as we see James Thompson dropping back already 2 positions.
Damage on that 26 car there in the 4th spot on that right front. Some body damage. Travis Dutra is faster than what he's able to run right now.
Travis Dutra and James Thompson doing battle for that 5th place position.
Robles puts lap 9 in the books, 31 to go.
As we see Larry McKenzie smoking, as well as Tomasi Scoggins smoking as he gets into the side of the 65 of Lori Brown.
Nice save by Scoggins. At the line. 10 down, 30 to go. Jason.
Oh, Larry McKenzie slows in turn 4, and that's going to have to bring out a yellow flag.
Yellow flag is out. Larry McKenzie bringing out the yellow flag. Flat right rear tire on that car.
As we see the 65 and the 21 playing a little bumper tag down the back straightaway.
Larry McKenzie heading back to the pits. He brought out the yellow, so we will not wait 2 laps. Once we get him lined up, we will go. He's hoping to get back out before that happens. Up front, Jason Robles in the 78 car. Logan Clay second. Third, Dan Gonerman fourth. Sean Johnson fifth is James Thompson. Sixth, Travis Dutra seventh. John Haney eighth is Lori Brown. Ninth, Tomasi Scoggins. 10th, Aiden Ponciano. 11th, the Squirrel Bree Trowan. 12th, Austin Van Hoff. 13th is Gavin Griffiths. 14th, Philip Aretta. 15th is the DJ Kilson car. 16th, Angela Brown. (16 of 21 cars still on the racetrack. Sheen Haney down on the infield.
Looks like we're going to get set to go green. Here we go, Jason Robles leading them to the charge.
Jason starting way up high.
Green flag is out. Once again, Logan Clay. He jumps into that second place, or he was in second place. He jumps out back again to the second place position. But now Dan Gonerman jumps out to the third place position. James Thompson, Travis Dutra, Steven Johnson, top 5.
78.534 miles an hour, 17.19 seconds on the stopwatch at time. This racetrack is fast. Into turn number 3, up off turn number 4, Jason Robles, Logan Clay, Dan Gonerman, James Thompson, Travis Dutra, Sean Johnson, John Haney, Lori Brown, Demasi Scoggins, Aiden Ponciano, Bree Trowan, Austin Van Hoff, Gavin Griffiths,
James
DJ Kilson,
Thompson throws it in heavy.
Philip Aretta, and Angela Brown with her hood coming up off on that 47 car.
Steven Johnson and Travis Dutra doing battle for that 5th place position now. As Travis Dutra is going to get by Steven Johnson in the 26S. Still leading the charge is Jason Robles, but he is not pulling away from the 82 of Logan Clay. Logan Clay still holding on, possibly trying to be patient, maybe hold out. But here comes Dan Gonerman, inching so closely to the 82. As we see smokes now going up in the air, somebody starting to smoke as the 47, as her hood is now starting to come off the car possibly.
That's just like it's waving in the breeze. Both hood pins on the right side. Jason Robles coming up off turn number 4. He's got about a quarter straightaway lead over Logan Clay. Clay is about a half a car length over Dan Gonerman. And it's a battle side by side.
Oh!
Leader! Robles coming off turn number 2, coming slow.
The leader
Gonerman on the point. The DJ Kilson car pulls to the infield. At the line, Dan Gonerman is our leader. Yellow flag out.
Wow! 2 leaders.
They're going to be mad at us.
Wow. Well, that was your pick,
I'm not laughing
right?
that he broke. Yeah, I'm laughing at the fact that the people we're picking are not having good luck.
This is my first time. Let's just say that. So I'm not. Let's not use the word "we" now. But but wow.
Angela Brown with that 47 car waving in the wind on her hood. Both right side hood pins came loose.
As well as we see the 4 of DJ Kelson. He's in the infield, sitting on turn 4. Angela Brown. It slipped. It slipped. It slipped.
We got 17 laps done. 23 yet to go. And Jason Robles getting pushed to the pits. Not sure what broke. Hearing they're looking for something, a drive shaft or something. So your running order right now: Logan Clay, Dan Gonerman, James Thompson, Travis Dutra, and Sean Johnson at your top 5. 6th, John Haney. 7th, Demasi Scoggins. 8th is the Squirrel Bree Trowan. 9th, Aiden Ponciano. 10th, Austin Van Hoff. 11th, Gavin Griffiths. 12th is Philip Aretta. And somewhere out there, there is a drive shaft. Someone is missing a drive shaft, and we haven't been able to find it yet. Somehow we have lost the drive shaft. Angela Brown back out. Thanks again for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV on AntiochSpeedway.tv. Do appreciate you choosing us for your Saturday night entertainment. I'm Wiley Wade.
And I'm Joe Peterson as we get set to take the green flag.
Logan Clay, what did he say earlier? It's only his 8th time in this race car.
Yeah. As he gets the green flag now, he's our new leader. Dan Gonerman's going to take over, inherit that 2nd place position.
Right now, James Thompson has pressure on the outside from Sean Johnson. Smoke coming out of the 22 car of Travis Dutra.
Yeah, as
down
well
towards
as
the end of the straightaway.
Yeah,
I keep seeing smoke coming out of it.
I see some smoke as well coming out of the 21D of Scoggins. So hopefully they can last throughout the whole race.
22 laps remain. Looking at the scoreboard. Battle for the lead down the front straightaway into turn number 1.
We're coming up on halfway.
Sean Johnson goes up. He gets sideways right in front of Travis Dutra and James Thompson. Thompson has to get out of the gas.
Oh!
He loses 2 more spots. Tries to keep it out of the wall.
Steven Johnson inherits the 3rd place position now. And here comes Demasi Scoggins is running top 5. Wow.
Scoggins working his way up from way
12th.
back in 12th spot.
Or 11th, yeah.
Into the top 5 now. Coming up off turn number 4, Logan Clay. Dan Gonerman. Car length separates the 2 cars. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. The battle for 3rd now. Coming up off turn number 2.
We are just now past halfway.
Sean Johnson has it. Travis Dutra wants it. Johnson gets a little slideways. Demasi Scoggins throws up some more smoke coming up off turn number 4. Smoke increasing off that 21D car.
Yes, and now we are going to have a battle for the lead as Dan Gonerman has now closed the gap in on young Logan Clay in the 82C. Clay slips up a little bit. Gonerman inches so closely to his rear end. Steven Johnson railing that high side as he's sitting in 3rd.
James Thompson, flat tire.
Wow, we're going to have another yellow.
Our 2020
Is he possibly going to make it off?
Gets off the racetrack.
Yes, he does.
With
We
a
stay
yellow,
green.
Or a flat tire on the 18T.
We stay green. As now we see the 44 of John Haney is now closing in on the 21D of Demasi Scoggins for that 5th place position, as it looks like Scoggins possibly slowing up a little bit.
Seems like last time he was here, he was smoking as well in that 21D car. Battle for 3rd, up off turn number 2.
Steven
Travis
Johnson and
Dutra down on the
Travis
low
Dutra.
side. Johnson on the high side. Johnson gets a better run down the backstretch into turn number 3. But here comes Travis Dutra.
Oh.
He has to get hard on the brakes just to keep from slamming into the side of Johnson. He loses 2 car lengths. But look at that, they've caught up with the top 2. We got a 4
1, 2,
car race
3,
for the
4,
lead.
yes.
Austin Van Hoff further back has some sheet metal flapping in the breeze, but up front at the line.
Oh, Aiden Paciano has some smoke coming out of the rear end, but he's still fully on the gas. He's fully committed, and that's not going to have to bring out a caution, it looks like. Here comes Steven Johnson. Oh, and he loses a little bit on the high side. He loses the position of the 22 of Travis Dutra.
Put Johnson back into the 4th spot. Dutra up to the 3rd spot.
Logan
Another
Clay
car
still
I was
holding on
looking
to
at.
the point.
Logan Clay, Dan Gonerman, Travis Dutra.
Oh, Travis Dutra.
Sean
Love
Johnson.
that. Oh,
He gets to the
Johnson.
back of Dutra.
Nothing harmful, though. They're both still going.
Demasi Scoggins in 5th. 6th, John Haney, 7th. The Squirrel Breed Trowan. 8th.
John Haney pulls off the racetrack.
Austin Van Hoff.
That's going to move the Squirrel into the 6th place position. Now, here comes lap traffic. And they come up on the 225 of Aiden Paciano. Logan Clay, 3 wide. As Steven Johnson now inherits that 2nd place position.
Use that slower traffic.
As
Oh,
Angela
Travis
Brown-
Dutra has trouble.
As he went into the wall. Angela Brown in front of our leader, Logan Clay. Steven Johnson in the inside. No, he cannot get him. Logan Clay still leads it down the back straight with 10 laps remaining in this hobby stock open race.
Logan Clay coming up off turn number 4. Sean Johnson into 2nd spot. Dan Gonerman 3rd. Travis Dutra 4th. 5th is Demasi Scoggins 6th.
As he pulls in, he pulls the motor.
Demasi Scoggins pulls to the infield. Fluid coming out the back of that long line of oil there. Another motor gone.
Logan Clay, Steven Thompson, oh!
Into the
They
wall.
get into the wall. Logan Clay still holds on to the lead. Steven Johnson still at it in 2nd place. Here comes Gonerman, 3rd place.
Johnson, that car, he hit right where the opening is for the flag stand. Did he damage that right front?
Here comes Gonerman. Both of the cars are slowing on the racetrack.
Throw a blanket over him on the front straightaway. Top 4 into turn number 1.
Top 4. Logan Clay looks like he's trying to block to hold on to the lead. He's not going to be able to block Gonerman as he is in the inside. Logan Clay closes down on him.
Here comes Dutra on the high side, trying to get around. Now he goes in the middle. 3
Gonerman leads the lap.
Garnerman, our new leader. Logan Clay on the high side. Travis Dutra on the low side.
And he's going to take over that second place position. Yes, Logan Clay gets
Clay off the wall and off the backstretch. Down into turn number 3.
Oh my! Here comes Travis Dutra.
Logan Clay having more trouble. That car not handling well after getting into the wall, and Sean Johnson a couple laps ago. Johnson falling back. He is back to 4th, falling into the hands of the Squirrel Bree Troen.
5 laps remaining. Oh, they're coming up to 4 laps remaining. Travis Dutra on the inside of Dan Garnerman.
Side by side down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Garnerman on the high side. Dutra on the low side. Up off turn number 2. Dutra has to fall back in line. Logan Clay. Angela Brown. Almost into the fence. Coming up off turn number 2.
Coming off of 2. Still Travis Dutra stalking the rear end of Dan Garnerman.
Mechanical flag just given to the 82, Logan Clay.
Oh, he gives him a little love tap going into 3. Pushes them up the racetrack. They're going to be coming. 2 laps to go. 2 to go. Who's going to take home the $1,000 tonight for the Hobby Style Open? Dan Garnerman down the back straightaway. Travis Dutra still stalking the rear end as they go into 3.
Dutra enters high, cuts low. Coming up off turn number 4, side by side at the line. Give it to...
it's 2 calls. White flag is out. White flag's out. Garnerman still holds on to the plate.
Angela
Yellow
Brown
flag.
off turn number 2. Yellow flag is out.
Wow. 1 lap. And they're going to give it to 20. Said that he still held on to the lead. Wow, look at the 82C car. Just the right side is completely demolished as he looks like he shredded
the right rear
flat. Yes, that tire is completely gone.
Demasi Scoggins down there
talking
on the infield, talking to Chadwick. Debris on the back straightaway. Green, white, checkered coming your way, folks. Dan Garnerman has the lead. Travis Dutra in 2nd.
If you're not on your feet at home, wow, this is too good.
Trying to figure out, is Austin Van Hoff in 3rd? The 44 car, Austin Van Hoff, where did he come from? He's in 3rd. The Squirrel Bree Troen.
Where did Bree Troen come from? She started back there. She started deep back there.
She's been working her way forward, and people dropping out in front of her. She started in the 18th starting spot.
Yeah, she started in the 18th starting spot. She is now, I believe, in the 4th starting spot.
So our running order right now, Dan Garnerman, Travis Dutra, Austin Van Hoff, the Squirrel Bree Troen, Sean Johnson. The Gavin Griffiths and then Philip Beretta. Doubling up. Travis Dutra taking the high side, putting Austin Van Hoff down on the low side, row 2. Last lap is 17.80 on the stopwatch, 75.843 miles an hour. What a 40-lap race this has been.
Oh, my. And it's not over yet. 2 laps remaining to decide this Hobby Stock Open $1,000 to win main event feature tonight. As
it has been in
the 21D of they got 21D of Demasi Scoggins on the hook.
It's been an endurance event. Only 7 cars remain. Started 21 for the main event.
Yeah,
Dan Garnerman stepping out of his normal wingless sprint car into a Hobby Stock here tonight, looking to take home $1,000. Can he hold on and win? Can Travis Dutra get around him?
Green flags out.
2 laps. Green, white, checkered.
Oh, there goes Travis Dutra on the outside of Dan Garnerman.
Garnerman.
He's going to get down the back straightaway
to the lead. What car's coming to a stop?
Oh, Bree!
Squirrel, Bree
The
Trump,
Squirrel.
stopping at turn 2.
Yellow flag, yellow
back
flag,
out.
yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag. And I believe it was Bree and the 47 that Gavin Griffiths that possibly got tangled up. I didn't really get to see the incident.
Gavin Griffiths, Brees Trowan, getting together up there in turn number 2. We're going to have to do it again. Put Dan Gonerman back on the point. Can Travis Dutra make that pass again? Sounds like somebody's got some exhaust issues now.
Lineup is good, but it looks like the 47 of Breetron, her night might be over with that. She needs to get a push just to
there the car
start the car.
fires
Yeah,
out.
now there she goes. So she's gonna have to she's gonna have to go to the tail end of the field after she made her way up to the I believe it was the 5th place position.
Yep, she had gotten up to 4th. 1 to go.
1 to go.
Green, white checker. Dan Gonerman.
Green,
Travis
white.
Aretta. Austin Van Hoff. Sean Johnson.
Sean should be on the low side, right? Not the high side. The 26 car.
Philip Arena. Gavin Griffiths and the Squirrel Retron coming around for the green flag.
Green flag's out. Dan Gonerman leads them to the point. Here comes Austin Van Hoff in the inside. Here comes Travis Dutra. He's going to push Gonerman. Here comes Van Hoff. They're going to be coming to the white flag. Who's going to get it? To the line.
Coming up on 4.
White flag is out.
Dan Gonerman down the front straightaway. Austin Van Hoff down low. Travis Dutra getting into the back of Dan Gonerman. Coming up off turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, the 20 car. Dan Gonerman into turn number 3.
As they
Austin
go
Van
in.
Hoff. Travis Dutra side by side for that second spot.
Dan Gonerman's going to win it.
Gonerman takes home the win. Austin Van Hoff second. Travis Dutra third. Gavin Griffiths fourth. Retron in the 5th spot.
Wow.
Sean Johnson with the hood folded up on his car.
Your winner in the 40-lap Hobby Stock Open race in the 20 is going to be Dan Gonerman.
What a finish. As they head down to the scales, there will be checked. Breetron finishing in the 5th spot. So the top 5, Dan Gonerman, Austin Van Hoff, Travis Dutra, Gavin Griffiths, and the Squirrel, Breetron, rounding out your top 5. What a race. Whew. 40 laps of excitement, finishing up with side-by-side racing there. And Dan Gonerman stepping out of the wingless sprint car and stepping into victory lane in the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock $1,000 to win race here tonight. I don't think you can say you're disappointed. That was some amazing racing all night long.
Yeah, it was great racing. Woo, man.
Dan Gonerman making his way towards victory lane. Chris Bennett down there. About to interview a very happy guy. In victory lane.
Hey, someone tell Chris to bring Dan around front so we get a good shot on camera.
You.
And now let's set it down to victory lane with Chris Bennett.
Your 40-lap Hobby Stock Endurance winner, ladies and gentlemen at home, he's been at this for a while, and it shows. Dan Gonerman. Dan, You might not have been the fastest car, but those years of experience paid off, and you're the first one to the checkers.
Yeah. When I found the front there, then I just tried to make it wide. It was the widest car as I could get.
On that last restart, Travis showed you, I think he might have showed his hand a little too soon. He got around you on that high side. It didn't count. Is that when you just made that thing even wider?
It sure is. That was a nice play on his side.
Dan Gonnerman, that was one heck of a run. I know you started off in this car or in this division a long time ago, or what used to kind of be the division at Street Stocks. You've ran wingless, you've ran modifieds for a long time. What's in your future?
You know, I don't know. We're looking at the IMCA stock cars. Looks like that might be fun.
That's popular amongst a lot of folks. Dan, you've been your dad, and your brother, you guys have been a mainstay at this track for a long time. It's always been a joy to watch you guys race. Congratulations tonight. You're $1,000 richer.
All right. It's nice to be out here.
Congratulations.
Dan Gonnerman, winner of tonight's $1,000 to win Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks. Thanks to Jay Bryant, Jay's Mobile Welding, for sponsoring the division and the fast dash, the slow dash, and all the fun stuff that he puts up and all the money and effort he puts into the division. Joe, I don't know. If you didn't like that race, I don't know what to tell you. You don't like racing or something, because that was an amazing race.
Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal for the fans watching at home. Hopefully you guys ordered. Hopefully you guys watched. And you guys were screaming like we were up here in the booth, because I was absolutely. I said earlier, race of the year, but I think that may possibly have topped the cake. It was really good. Good to see Dan Gonnerman pick up the win. Both of our picks somehow, some way, ended up. Yeah, it's not our fault. We're sorry, Nicholas and Jason Robles. Hopefully you're not mad at us. But yeah, our picks somehow ended up losing the lead. But yeah, congrats to Dan Gonnerman, and just what a fantastic race.
Some great racing action all night long, exciting stuff. That's the fun when you take the points out of it. It's just about the win. Throw some money at it, and it just gets to be a little bit crazy. So congratulations, Dan Gonnerman, on his win tonight. Congratulations to Nicholas Johnson, James Thompson, Travis Dutra, Jason Robles, and Logan Clay on their heat wins tonight. Jason Robles also won the fast dash. And let's see, Philip Aretta won the slow dash tonight. All of them are winners here tonight. Congratulations to all of them. In the Super Stock division, I want to say congratulations to Chris Long. He won the heat race, and Jay Bryant, the big winner for the Super Stocks, taking home the main event win, which was fitting after, he had a dominant car last time out and then kind of got taken out and didn't get it. So it was nice to see him get in the victory lane tonight.
Yeah. Not to mention about that, the Pro Stock class. Good to see him. He was absolutely stoked about it, and like you said, it just kind of everything looks like the cookie kind of fell in his lap today, and yeah, good to see him get the win. And like you said, he sponsors this Hobby Stock series, and he does a lot for this racetrack. So congrats to Jay Bryant and team for your guys' win in the Super Stock division.
With that, folks, I want to say thanks for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV for another exciting, fun-filled evening of racing live and direct from here at Antioch Speedway. I want to remind you, coming up this week, Wiley's Race Report on Wednesday night, if all goes as planned. That comes out on YouTube on Antioch Speedway Announcer at 7 o'clock first, and then it will get transferred over to Antioch Speedway Announcer on Facebook, also on Antioch Speedway by Promotions and AntiochSpeedway.tv on Facebook. After that, always fun doing Wiley's Race Report. And keep an eye on the website at www.antiochspeedway.com. Keep an eye on My Race Pass. If you haven't signed up for that, get that. Keep an eye on Antioch Speedway by Promotions, AntiochSpeedway.tv, and Antioch Speedway Announcer, all on Facebook. I think I've got them all. Thanks to Jay's Mobile Welding for their sponsorship. And Joe, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. We're winding down to the season, and it seems like we're getting closer to the end, but the racing it's getting better, towards the end. And man, I'm having a blast. Hopefully, you're having a blast. Chris down there, I hope you're having a blast, man. It looks like you are. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
All right, next week we got the 2-day show for the Dwarf Cars, the Dwarf Car Mania, night 1 and night 2. The Delta Dwarf Cars racing on Friday and Saturday. The Wingless Sprint Cars, originally scheduled for next Saturday. I am hearing that there's a hunt race at Petaluma, so those cars are going to be not here. It'll be the Hobby Stocks official word on that will be coming out in the near future. On the 31st, Halloween night, candy for the kids. Again, that is not open for anybody to just come in and get candy for the kids. It is for the IMCA Modified, IMCA Sport Modified, Super Stock, Pro Stock, Wingless Sprint Car drivers, families, crews that are here for that event. Those are the only ones. Again, all teams on that night, please bring candy with you. If you're bringing a kid with you that night, have them dressed up. They get in for free. Save you $25. It's worth it, right? Then we're going to take 3 weeks off. And on November 27th and 28th, we have Turkey Night. 2-night show, the Hobby Stocks, Wingless Sprint Cars, Wing Sprint Cars, and the Valley Four-Bangers on Friday night the 27th. And on Turkey Night number 2, it is the IMCA Modifieds, Sport Modifieds, and the Hobby Stocks. Whew. We are all, man, that's 5 races. That's all we got left.
Yeah, but, I mean, we're pretty deep into the
Mr. Bennett,
year.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris Bennett, for your infield reporting. But, yeah, I mean, we're pretty deep into the year. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
In between Halloween night and Turkey night, I know a lot of people, including Chris Bennett, are heading to Duel in the Desert down there for that special event down in Las Vegas, Nevada. So good luck to all our folks that are doing that. Joe will be down there. Have fun with that. And with that, folks, I think it's time to say goodnight. I'm Wiley Wade.
And I'm Joe Peterson.
Until Wednesday, good night, everybody.